Good day, everyone. Welcome back to Zelda Speedruns for yet another amazing Winners Bracket Season 6 match. Today we have our, I believe, second round 2 match, BrotinderDose versus Aosuna. Today on comms, I am joined by Junus and Holologic. Take it away.
Hello.
everybody.
Back for another one.
Yep, feels good.
Yep, you're coming off of a win, so it's got to feel really good for you.
Yep, spoiler alert for everybody.
It's been 24 hours.
Yeah, it has.
So what are we looking
moving on to
forward to
the
today?
stats page here. So both these guys are like really, really good at this game. Aosuna, I believe, has only been playing for about just over a year and a half. Took part in last year's quals where he qualified as the 30th seed. And then after a few dropouts, I think it was like 26th or 27th. Brot has been around for a little bit longer. I believe has played in like every season of League. This guy just will not stop playing rando. If he has like only a little bit of time to play, he'll play like an ice percent race against somebody. Like this guy is just playing nonstop. So yeah, I'm really excited to get into this match. Aosuna, I don't know too much about, but Brot I've been following for like a really long time. Aosuna has really come into their own this season, and I'm really excited to see if there's anything gameplay wise I can possibly pull from watching this race.
Yeah, just looking at the stats overall, I mean, a hour 38 best time on Aosuna, but only 98 races really shows, great growth over the time that they've been playing, which is fantastic. First time these two have faced off 1v1 though, so should be interesting to see if they know the other person's routing and if anyone makes any decisions based on what they think their opponent's going to do here.
Yeah, that's one thing actually that Aosuna demonstrated in his previous race was just like a really good sense of when you should be making a play. There was a point in the race where he was a little behind, so ended up going for sort of like a not exactly the best play, but it ended up paying out. And I think it's really important in 1v1s to kind of have that sense of like, oh, like at this point in the seed, I'm probably a little behind. Like maybe I need to make a play that's not the absolute best play that the other player is going to go for.
Yeah.
I feel like something like that is really important. So it kind of makes Aosuna like even more powerful than like just being like a really good player.
So looking at the screen here, we've got, like chat saying, a Bolero start. We're starting on a medallion, always nice to see, but child spawn. Let's hope we're spawning up somewhere kind of close to market for a good adult move, but I mean, where would be the fun if it was nice like that, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'd imagine with Bolero, these runners will probably try to do a very minimal child. If you spawn like in forest or lost woods or something, it's like you probably go for that Sorry song check. But I think with Bolero and like the song in CAC, I think they're both quick enough that if you get the chance to go for an early adult, you probably just take it and just do like a very minimal child.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people have been opting for doing a lot of things in their first child segment, so it'll be interesting to see what these guys go for.
I haven't been watching a whole lot of Aosuna, so I don't know what his general opening looks like. But I would imagine Brot kind of pushing the earlier adult.
Yeah, I think so. I think Brot will do sort of like an early adult river, like sort of like the meta plays, but I'm not sure. Like between races, people always have stuff cooking. I've definitely changed my playstyle a little bit between like my first and second race personally, so
I mean,
you never really know going into the race what's gonna happen.
It's always good to be ready to change your style based on who you're against or based on what you're feeling, which is, I mean, exactly what most of these top runners are going to be really good at.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's important to know your opponent, and yeah, we'll see what's gonna happen as we're about to get off here. I could have worded that a little better.
You're fine. All right, here we go. Oh,
Market
spawn right
spawn.
out.
Wonderful. That's something you really like to see.
Oh yeah.
Especially inside of market. Like when you're Hyrule Field leaving market, it's not quite as good, but with the ability to save warp into market and be able to do like Richard check and stuff like that, it's pretty important. Personally, if I were playing this seed, I would be doing, I mean, anybody would be doing what they're doing right now, but I would probably just Lon save warp and then just go straight adult.
I don't think, unless you find something absolutely crazy like potentially K-Sword in
K-Sword.
I don't know why you'd do anything else.
K-Sword's definitely a big one. I've seen players with bomb bags or like a scale or something. Like a bomb bag, you might clear field and do like Valley Lake. If you get a scale, like maybe you'll do Valley Lake into Domain and River. River as Child can be a little bit good if you find storms early. Sometimes you don't want to do it before you see storms, though. It's just much faster as adult without storms. So an early Mirror Shield as the first item. Not really super useful, but at least it's 80 rupees they won't have to spend this seed.
And if it turns out that Spirit Temple is going to be required, it's always good not having to casino that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So what song are we picking up here? More warp songs, always good. Good movement early.
Yep, yeah, we love having warp songs. And that's going to take us to another song, whether we're Child or not. So we'll probably see them, if they do plan to save warp, they'll probably be grabbing that song before they do so.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Just one of those things that's going to help early adult routing, having more information on where you can go quick.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, it could be like a minuet or something, which could net you another song before you go on your adult trip. You could see some early bomb chews. Very useful. Of course, bomb chews aren't in logic at this point in development, so anything that you do with bomb chews without the presence of a bomb bag or hammer is going to be out of logic. So you'll have to keep that in mind moving through the seed. I didn't catch how many chews that was, but we'll probably see it on Bro's side here. 5 chews, okay. Not great.
No, but I mean, you'll live with it.
Yeah, you can definitely work with it.
Okay, so it looks like Aosuna is just going straight for the H change without doing the Requiem check, or... Oh, no, just save quick before thinking about it for a second.
Yeah, it might have just, like, was in the mindset of, like, save warping, and then was like, crap, I shouldn't have done that. Definitely happens all the time.
Oh yeah, I do that all the time. We're fine.
We got Nocturne, which is going to be another song that's good for adult. Won't have to make the trip across Hyrule Field. Just a piece of heart on the arch. Nothing we're really interested in. Okay, that's a small key. Yeah. That was actually the first time I've ever seen that chest with that peak.
I mean,
really bad at that.
All right, and now we got Brot going for adult, probably, it looks like. Oh no, heading back out. Oh, getting some more rupees. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it looks like he's gonna check the boulder here. We'll probably save before spending this chew.
Wouldn't.
Or not.
Well, he just save quit. I mean, if he's coming 20 rupees away, it's not gonna hurt, but...
Yeah. Ooh, 40 dims.
Alright.
That's definitely really good information to have early. Like, that is the kind of information you want early.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
And it looks
definitely. 'Cause
like,
now you can start farming it up.
Bro, it's gonna go for like a more thorough check here. A more thorough first child.
Interesting. And we've got Aosuna actually going for the Spirit Climb early too, or at least getting, you know, the first 2 checks on Child Spirit out of the way, using one of the chews probably for that at least.
Yeah, you can at least look at the chests and see what they are without really having to expend anything. He did end up using 4 sticks in here, which is, I mean, like, you could break a stick and not have to use it. It probably is a little slower, but it looks like with just the information that there's a key over there, he really wants to get over there.
Yeah. Which I don't blame him. If Spirit's required and you end up getting yourself child locked in Spirit, like, just having to age change for a single key is going to be awful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, who runs out of sticks here? Huh.
So yeah, I wasn't gonna mention it. I don't know if I'm like allowed to
No, I'm
joke
not,
about that.
I'm not pointing at anyone in particular.
Oh, okay. Yeah, with that Nocturne, we actually have Bro setting up for Dompe, waiting for nighttime before entering Lost Woods here.
I mean, if Dompe's got something, that's a really good play, not to mention the fact at this point he's setting up to clean out Night Skulls and Cac, knowing he needs the 40.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely a solid play. Is Aosuna actually going to climb? This is aggressive, I like it.
Yeah, this is definitely pretty aggressive.
I mean, I'm all here for super aggressive plays. That's kind of...
Oh, yeah, me too.
That's something I'm a huge fan of, so... So far...
Something to note for anybody playing Rando here. That first skull, you can actually just kill it with a pot, and it makes that a lot faster.
Oh, missed the first chew.
Yeah, this is gonna be a little rough because the chews don't like the switch for whatever reason. Looks like we got another small key here, and he'll have to expend a chew if he wants to go any further, which I'd imagine he does if he's picking up the key.
Yeah, we got more bomb chews in Mido's house on Brote's side and Lens.
Okay, so that's pretty huge.
Yeah.
The bomb chews. We got 10 more, which is pretty nice.
Probably going to make Aosuna feel a lot better when he makes it over to Mido's house if he doesn't have a bomb bag by then.
Yeah, I'd imagine he save scummed all this. I don't think he save scummed the first chew that he used, but I'm pretty sure if he finds nothing here, he's just going to reset back down to 4. Yeah. So he's probably hoping he finds something good here. Of course, we know the hand outside is only a small key, so... is that a big chest? I can't see.
That's a boss key.
Boss key, okay.
I mean, definitely, I would consider not scumming it at this point just because having to do the Armos push for that if you don't have magic coming here is going to be just awful.
Yeah.
Is that a Spirit Temple path we just picked up over on Brote's side?
Yeah, near the scrub, we had a Spirit to Baronade.
Oh, man.
So this could be something that pays off for Aosuna.
Just be sick.
Yeah. Of course, like, we're not going to find a bomb bag up here. So as far as, like, explosives go, those chews are gone if he finds something that he really wants up here. But it looks like it's just another key.
And we know the hand's a key because he peeked it, so...
Yeah. There is a strat here to get this chest without killing this Beamos, but it looks like he's not interested in that. Or just doesn't know it. It's very, very niche. Yeah, he will be keeping the boss key at the expense of 4 bomb chews. Picking up a bug in a bottle, definitely going to be something that you like to have early when you're trying to collect skulls, especially in Lost Woods where there's 2 patches.
Plus, you got the one outside in Kokiri, too. I mean,
Mhm.
just a fantastic place to be grabbing that for him when he already knows 40. Asuna's not going to be making the same play of hitting the Grotto of Destiny, so he's not going to be having that information nearly yet.
Yeah, I think right now I'm pretty interested in seeing where this last chew goes. I think like when you're down to 1, you just try not to think about it. So I could see him using it for the Boulder of Destiny Grotto. I know like some players fall into the trap of just having 1 chew, so they're just like scumming it left and right. But I think that's actually like a very it's obviously very inefficient and
Yeah.
will very rarely reward you.
Yeah, having to just constantly reset back over and over again, not going to do you good.
Is that Storms on AD?
Yeah.
that's not what you want to see. So this might be like a 40 skull AD. Looking kind of likely at least. But we will see the ped here in just a sec. We have Roar's Wind on Water Boss Key. And Cac to PG. Nothing else there. I think it was just a couple sometimes that weren't super notable.
What do we got on ped here? Let's see.
So AD means all dungeons. Basically, the way the dungeon rewards get assigned is 6 random dungeons, including the one, like, the free reward that you start with will be medallions, and 3 of them will be stones. The 6 medallions, nice hookshot on Broadside, by the way. The 6 medallions are required to get into Ganon's castle in these settings. So you will always need to do the 6 medallion dungeons. The 3 stone dungeons unlock a song which could potentially be required. So when we say AD or all dungeons, it basically means you're required to do the 3 stone dungeons in order to beat the seed, essentially.
Yep, Shadows med. It looks like we're looking at
Okay,
water.
Main to Gomo too.
What is it? So it's going to be Dodongo's Cavern, Fire, and Water for all dungeons, so everything else for meds.
Interesting.
Domain to Goma. That's... I mean, if he can get his way into Domain with Bomb Cheese, he's good. That could be really big.
Yeah, and with Brot, like setting up for Dompe, he's gonna get that hint while still a child. So I think we'll definitely see him make a play towards Domain here.
So what song are we going to get up here? Hope for something good for the runners, hope for something awful for us.
Yeah, the best case when you're walking up here is that you find Minuet. Sun Song is useful. It can be useful.
I mean, he needs 40 skulls. Having that just makes routing skulls so much more convenient.
That's true. Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, having the early skull hint, having the early hook shot, early Sun Song, like Brot is on track for 40. Like he is gonna have no problems getting to 40.
Yep, and it's the Zora's Domain to Queen Goma for him. Going straight for Sungrave.
And it looks like Dompe Race has just got a little junk.
Yep.
Something to note also on Aosuna's side is it nighttime? It looks dark.
I don't believe so.
Actually, yeah, I can't imagine it is, because he just did Slingshot game and played Nocturne, so it shouldn't be.
Both of them are going to be getting that first strength here real quick.
Yeah,
that's good.
Strength is very good. Especially like if you have to do a bomb chew, Dodongo's Cavern. Like DC's, like whether DC is a stone or a medallion, it's typically one of those places you like to go. It's usually very early in logic. There's a lot of checks in there, and it's very, very quick to do. So having the strength, you'll have to use less chews, obviously. So that can be very nice to have early on.
And more skull collecting going here for Brot.
So that was 5
Oh,
skulls. So we should
he's-
see him hit 10 here on his first CAC visit if he's willing to spend the chew.
He's not doing Composer's Grave. Or the Shield Grave. He's not doing Shield Grave.
Oh,
Buddy.
interesting.
Buddy! He probably just has that already planned into his adult route, so...
Possibly. Yeah, I think it might just be something that goes hand in hand with like Dompe race. Like,
Yeah.
you're just kind of wired that way, but also, I don't know, like maybe just getting distracted, seeing Dompe there. And...
That's your other hookshot there?
Yeah, the other hookshot's in CAC backyard, so that's
Oh, wow.
both hooks super early.
Yeah, that... I mean, AD senses are tingling when long shot available this early stone water.
Yeah, pretty much.
We have a bomb bag in force. Neither of them have a bomb bag yet, as far as I can tell. Unless I completely missed it, which, I mean, possible. Yeah, long shot is actually logically required for our Spirit Temple this time.
That's true, yeah. If there's a key on the right hand, you logically need 3 keys and long shot to access that chest. And you logically need all the keys to beat Spirit, so... You logically need long shot to beat Spirit Temple. We'll be picking up the long shot here.
At 16 minutes, gotta be questioning that one.
And if I were a betting man, I would say he's probably just gonna check 10 skulls and go to Domain.
Yeah. The TED Talk on Spirit Key Logic is awful. That's my TED Talk, thank you. Nope, just a Pizza Heart there. The other hook was bomb locked in the forest, so that does with CAC Path to Phantom Ganon. There's a chance that all of our bomb access is hookshot locked.
That would make sense, yeah. Especially with the strength we already found. Like, we're only short a bow right now. We know it's not in... sorry, it's not in adult CAC. It could be on chickens, which Bro opted not to check here. There's still like 20 skulls. Obviously, it's not going to be on archery game. But, yeah...
Is ZL Spirit Temple locked? I mean, there's
We've seen 4 keys, right?
There is a possibility of it. Yeah, we've seen 4 keys all child, none of them ZL locked. There is a real possibility of that at the moment.
Yeah, so we could see like a ZL on Prelude or ZL on Burning CAC. That'd be pretty interesting.
ZL couldn't be on Burning CAC with Shadow Fire.
Oh,
Dead,
yeah,
but...
I'm not looking at the other stuff.
Oh, you're fine.
Yeah, Prelude, definitely an option.
Oh yeah, a very gross option, but an option.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta love when ZL is locked behind water or spirit. Always fun.
Yeah, Aosuna going through the Lost Woods here. Gonna do a quick little backflip over Mido to gain access to the SFM area.
Mido wants to swap, right?
Yeah, this is out of logic without Saria's song to move him or without Minuet to just warp up there. And without a first person item, it is a little tricky, but he manages to get it. Graveyard Path to Bongo. Strength was there. That's it so far, right?
I believe so. We already have Nocturne elsewhere, so...
Yeah, he does have Hook.
Huh.
Hook, it's a little easier to do that trick.
Yeah, Big Ron's dead, which, I mean, always a cause for celebration for me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it can be a pretty scary check.
Alright, so... Brot actually already knew he was going to be good on those aggressive skulls, I believe, with 40 being needed.
Yeah, he doesn't know it's needed until he found the bongo path there, though.
Oh, very true. Because he hasn't
Yeah.
actually... Very true, he hasn't even checked pet yet, jeez.
Yeah, it's still stuck his
Aggressive child. Alright, so... Another big Roncraft heart container, sure.
Mm-hmm. Kind of interesting to see Aosuna not dipping Forest there. Like with Song of Time, you do have access to the courtyard, so it is quite a few checks. And if a bow's just sitting in there, like you have all of Forest completion with only one trip. Minuet is going to be on logic somewhere because Saria's was up there. So like Saria's being locked behind Mido means that Minuet has to not be like behind Mido. So like next, like whenever it comes into logic, you're going to have Minuet. But there's the chance that you could have just done it now and saved yourself a trip or saved yourself a Minuet. And anything you do in there is going to be required anyway. Like, you're going to do every check in there at some point, so I think it would have been worth to just knock out some of it early and maybe have the chance of clearing. But I also don't dislike this play, going up to the domain where you know potentially you're going to get an item for Queen Goma.
Oh yeah, no, I absolutely, and saving that one chew for River is probably one of the best uses you're going to have out of it at this moment. I don't necessarily love that he didn't go and check Mido's house and such while he was already in Forest, but, I mean, this is just... He's got a direct route to follow, so I don't blame it either.
Yeah.
Let's see... Let's see what we have on diving here. We got skull collecting going on kind of passively on Aosuna's side. I don't know if he's seen that 40 skull hint yet.
As far as I know, he has not. I think the only copy we've seen was in Boulder of Destiny.
Yeah, there's been a lot of variance between their routes so far, and I think it all comes down to that early Spirit play on Aosuna's side, burning all the bomb chews. Having the extra chews gave Brot the kind of allowance to go hit Grotto of Destiny, and then, I mean, at that point, just kind of push slightly harder on Child's side, and that's, I mean, we're still seeing that here.
Yeah.
So let's see if it's going to be right here, or if we're going to have to go all the way through ice for blue fire for our... Oh, no, there it is.
Nice. Yeah, Brot's probably pretty happy about that one. This extended child play is, like, paying off huge, honestly.
Yeah, I've been seeing that a lot watching brackets where extended child is doing a pretty good job of being efficient for people.
Yeah, it's definitely working out for some.
And here we go with Sun Song probably for, yep, River Skull. Man, I gotta admit, I love the chaotic energy chat seems to love bringing to how awful seeds can be. It's so fun. Oh, Minuet is on Ravage. Wow.
Okay, so Forest Access is behind Spirit Temple, which is behind Longshot. So that explains the hookshot path to Phantom Ganon, because you have to beat Spirit logically to get into Forest Temple.
That's nastier than I was expecting.
Yeah. At least, like, it's resolved now, so it's not something you really have to think about anymore, like whether you're going to be doubling back for a bow or whatever.
Logically buried Forest Temple. Oh yes, that is a long shot 20 minutes into this here. It was a super early long shot. Here we go on another hike though.
And Aosuna making this trip, spending his last chew, he's gonna be pretty thrilled to find that Kokiri sword is in fact here and it's all paid off. Because I know, like, you when you follow a Goma path, like, you're living with the fear of, like, this could all be for a slingshot or just something that, like, I can't use right now. Like, if it's like hover boots, it's like, okay, well, like, what does that mean?
Oh yeah, and then following a domain path, 2/3, yeah, it's gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine and catch it right there in Shadow Domain. But that other time of, oh cool, it's on King Zora. I love it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna see torches as nothing, and then just kind of silently pray to yourself, please just be on diving. Oh, it's a blast. Oh, I'm absolutely here for the awful that this seed wants to put out.
Yeah, I'm thrilled.
I mean, at this point, the Twin Rova path can be magic, fire source. It can be the. It could be pointing to strength, because we know the strength, at the moment at least, in Graveyard is going to be our first logical, which that's just a scary concept in and of itself.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows third strength is always an adult spirit, so.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we got a raid coming in. Thank you very much for the raid. Hello, raiders. Welcome to the chaos. We're loving it. We hope you're going to enjoy it, too.
Yeah, this seed just, like, already has a lot of chaotic energy with the 40 required skulls, potential AD with Storms being a very strong contender, and of course the Minuet being logically locked by beating Spirit Temple.
Yep, and if ZL is behind Spirit, that first logical strength could be, logical strength 2 for us to even beat Spirit Temple for ZL for Shadow. Like, there is just so much going on that I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Yeah, Minuet's locked behind 40 skulls with Saria Song on the Minuet pedestal, so logical forest access locked behind 40 skulls.
So we got a big chest here on Slingshot. And that's gonna be our hover boots.
Alright.
Which are very nice. Especially when, like, you have Nocturne, you're already working towards your Dins. Like, once you find magic, it's 40 skulls and you're in. And that feels really good.
Oh yeah. And the fact that you're gonna have to farm up those 40 skulls anyway means you have time to find that magic.
Yeah, and, like, the fact that Brot has been blitzing skulls up to this point is, like, really, really good. Like, that means if you find magic, like, everything is paid off. Like, you put so much attention towards skulls, and, like, it's absolutely paying off.
Yeah, magic on 20 skulls would just be, like, the ultimate of convenience.
Yeah.
Aosuna still has no idea about that 40 though. That's what's gonna really hurt in the end, is he's gonna have to blitz skulls exclusively.
Yeah, finding that hint late can really hurt. So the 40 hint is in the Boulder of Destiny. They basically both started off the seed by getting a 5 chew pack in Lon Lon Ranch Silo. Aosuna opted to go up Child Spirit, using up 4 chews, and Brot decided to save his chews. They ended up finding 10 more in Mido's house, but by that point...
Aosuna just got those ones.
Yeah,
well,
like,
note.
It's possible with the spawn right beside Boulder that he'll check it on his next save warp, but he's been doing a lot of adventuring around without the hint so far. Well, Brot's already at 17 skulls.
So long shot was a mixture of Kakariko Open Grotto and then bomb locked in Lost Woods on the business scrub.
Yeah, which Aosuna hasn't done yet, but I'd imagine like after Deku, you just go up there, get your song, and then do like a save scum for the grottos. Like he's gonna find it on the way out of here before he could have ever made any use of it.
A little bit of trouble.
Little trouble, yeah.
His trick can be a little fickle at times.
It's definitely pretty fickle, yeah, and especially when you got like the nerves going and everything, it's not a. It's a recipe for disaster, but he ends up getting it.
Without knowing you need skulls, I mean, I could see still passively picking them up, but I don't think anything's gonna make you rush the skulls until you find that 40 hint.
Yeah, Longshot doesn't really point to skulls in any way at all.
Yes, this is on the same seed of the randomizer, so they're both playing the exact same layout. There is a 20-minute delay on both of them, so while they're showing what they're at right now, they're actually way in the future, so there's no like stream sniping possibilities. Very easy. So everything should be the exact same on both sides once you see, the same checks.
Yep. But having a nice clean Goma, just what you'd expect at this level.
Oh, yeah. And Aosuna is at least picking up the skulls through here, because if they are required, trying to reroute in Deku Tree is just complete garbage.
Mm-hmm.
I would expect when he gets the bottle of bugs in Lost Woods, he's probably going to route in the Lost Woods skulls as well. Yep, and the save quit right after Deku Tree from Brot. Oh, are we finally seeing our adult one play out of Brotinder?
Yeah, it looks like it. Gonna be playing the Slingshot archery game first, but
yeah,
this is definitely a good time to go adult. You've done a lot. Like pretty much, like very little wasted time.
Yeah.
He's going adult. He has a lot of resources now. He can just do a lot.
Oh yeah, no, that's one of the big things we all have to hope is that Brot does not forget Shield Grave. If he marks off that he already got that for some reason because he passed through Graveyard and just forgets it, that's gonna be devastating. But with the Graveyard path, I don't think that's very likely.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it'll be something like you go into Dompe race and then you're coming out and you're like, oh yeah, usually I would do Shield Grave. Have I done Shield Grave? And like you just kind of like process it for a sec. It's like, yeah, didn't do it. I don't think he's gonna feel too bad about finding the strength there. It wouldn't have helped him at all up to this point, so.
No, there's nowhere I can think of that it would have been like crucial to have it.
First time reading these hints.
Final Frogs is done. Darunia's Dance is dead. Just
Okay.
a small bit of joy.
Yeah, so those are the hints we didn't catch earlier, but it seemed like it was nothing too important. It turned out not too important.
And here we go for adult.
Yes, I don't expect any new checks from either of these runners in the next little bit.
No, I wouldn't either. Honestly, we're going through Lost Woods as a child.
Yeah, and bro's just gonna do his like Bolero play, like Bolero, maybe clear like Link the Goron, and then okay, he's opting to do like Graveyard Cack first, which also makes sense. The only reason you typically wouldn't want to do this is if ZL is in Crater somewhere, or not somewhere, but like on the song check. You would want ZL before coming here, but it's not gonna bite him in the ass, so it's totally fine.
Here we go, Dompe race. Okay, sword chest. I mean, all these things are things we've seen. Nothing terribly exciting here. I'm super interested to see if Aosuna does take that bug bottle and start collecting the skulls in the skull patches around Lost Woods. But other than that, this is all pretty repeat for us. Yeah, hopefully when it gets junked, he remembers Shieldgrave.
Yeah, I personally think he will. I think it's gonna be fun. Oh, did we get to see long shot strats? Oh my god. This is so rare.
I mean, how often do you make it to Dompe race with long shot in hand?
Yeah. That's awesome.
Like, this is usually such an early check that it's like, oh, I don't have long shot, oh well. But I mean, I guess 16-minute long shot changes that around, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if this Saria song pays off for Aosuna.
And yeah, he is going to the shield grave here, so he'll pick up his strength, and no problems.
So now we're just missing a bow for Forest Temple, plus, logical access, but I mean, when we're talking about Mido, who cares about logical?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, if you can go up there and do it, you do it. That's pretty much all it comes down to.
Oh yeah.
Unless you're like holding out for a minuet, since he knows that like nothing he needs to beat Spirit or Shadow will be in there, except maybe like a Magic 2 or like a Strength 3. It's possible that he just puts it off until he has minuet. But like with the song up there, that could potentially be a help. From his perspective, like we already know what's up there, so we know it's Sari's song and not gonna help him. But from his perspective, like maybe you go up there and you get like Serenade or Prelude or something that's actually useful, or like Epona's.
Very possible, yeah.
And yeah, if he has the means to beat Forest at that point, he will be going and beating it. So what I'd imagine we see here is probably a trip up the mountain to beat Dodongo's Cavern.
Yeah. I
Does
wouldn't
he...
be surprised.
And he must be pretty close to 20 skulls at this point too.
Where did we get Serenade?
It was just in the windmill just now. I think
Okay.
T is bullying our tracker.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. Have fun. Oh, there's Slingshot. And there, oh, he's not going up for it. He might be coming back down from Goron City for it then.
Yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
It's just like, the way gravity works, it's easier to go down than up.
I make bad jokes.
Same
I get booed
applies.
at. There's the long shot for Aosuna. Leveraging
just-
the extra twos.
If you laugh at your own jokes, then nobody else has to laugh with you. It's fun. What is in here? Oh, that's magic!
That
Oh
was
my
magic?
god, I did not see that when Aosuna came here. Okay, that's huge.
That's monstrous. That's so good. Now we just need to find ZL to be able to clear out our Shadow, and we're
Yeah.
like,
I forgot CL's required for that dungeon.
yeah. Which at this point, looking at the song layout, it almost has to be on Prelude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which we're still missing 2 strengths to do. Just a little
one,
scary.
right?
Oh, 1 strength, yeah, sorry. Oh.
I swear that the Gorons, they frustrate me some days.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm personally not a huge fan of Link to
No.
Goron. 18 skulls, looking pretty
Already.
good. Very good pace.
Take the time where he's having to wait for Link the Goron to roll around to get the skull. Good, good. If you're gonna burn time, you might as well.
Yeah, it was, and it actually ended up being like pretty perfect timing.
Straight jet seed, sure. Let's
Looks
see.
like Aosuna is going to be going towards Lake here to do some checks.
No, that wasn't magic locked. We just got hover boots inside of inside Deku, if I remember right. And yeah, we just need a bomb bag or a scale, I think.
Scale would do it, yeah.
Yeah. Still room for a bottle of the well path. People want chaos, and I love it.
But at this point, like, it's most likely a bomb bag that we're gonna find. We do need a bomb bag to beat Spirit in the first place, which is gonna be logically pretty early. And we need it to get the long shot, which is also required to beat Spirit. We need it to... I mean, like, and otherwise, the bomb bag would have to somehow be locked by hovers or magic, which at this point isn't looking super likely.
Yeah.
I think there's a bomb bag somewhere, and that might be possibly what Asuna's trying to suss out here. Like, just doing some of these earlier sphere checks, trying to find either the bomb bag or the strength that's going to take you to the next step in the seed.
Oh, there's
a
the bow.
which is very important.
Making sure to set the scarecrow while you're here, always good. I would be like, I would not be surprised at all if Brotinder dipped into forest, because if nothing else, it's good for skulls.
Oh yeah, yeah, we'll definitely see him go into forest.
But now it's gonna be a while before Brotinder gets that bow. Unfortunately, hopefully that's not the only logical.
Yeah, again, like there's at least like somewhat of a chance that there's a bow just sitting there in forest.
That's the hope.
And yeah, like Bro's making great use of this Sun Song, just able to pick up every single skull along the way. He's just blitzing through these. So Aosuna is going to plant a bean here. Even though he has the hover boots. It's probably just something he had planned for a while. And I mean, the bean is good for getting to the top of Crater anyway. Like if you wanted to go out and do the ferry out in Death Mountain Trail. And you get to grab a nice little skull in here too.
Yeah. I mean, he is being nice and aggressive about getting skulls even without having that 40 hit, which is going to be really helpful when he finds it. Or...
Also, I really appreciate like very small things. Aosuna is demonstrating that he has like a very good understanding of the way like some mechanics in the game work. Like sitting there when he poured out the bugs and caught the new bugs, he sat there for a second with the text up on the screen. The bugs will actually still crawl into the hole. They won't spawn the Skulltula, but your timer's not ticking during that time. So like when you have a shorter timer, sometimes it's worth it to just sit there with the text on screen, wait until you think the bugs have burrowed into the dirt, and then clear away the text. That gives you like a bit more time.
Here comes Aosuna getting the awful knowledge at 45 minutes in.
Yeah.
Oh, gotta double take that.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna feel too bad about seeing that, but at the same time, like, you have Nocturne hovers and you're gonna get magic in a second. Like, Shadow's open. It's not beatable, but like it's it's open.
Yep.
So I think it's possible. Maybe we'll see him make the forest play here just to get some quicker skulls. It's gonna be interesting to see like what he does immediately here.
Yeah, that's very true. At least you got it now rather than like an hour from now. If it's hour 40 and you pick up the 40 skull hint and you're on like 10, 12 skulls, it's like, oh, well, let's hope my opponent missed that too, because there's no coming back from that if they got it early and you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
40 minutes in, that's not too bad.
And yeah, Shadow is like, at this point, especially like in Broad's position where you've been blitzing skulls, I feel like Shadow is the most likely and probably the most convenient place for you to find strength too, especially having Furor's Wind and Magic. Like, you're not wasting any time if you go in there.
You're not
DC is
wasting
another
any
good
time, yeah.
place. GTG is really good at this point.
The bow for Aosuna was Child Fishing. Let's see, so we're going for the fun Floor Master into Courtyard because no bow. I mean, he could have sung a time in, but this is just... I mean, you're already going to get this check anyway.
Yeah, this works out a little better if you can find a key in the first two checks. I believe so, anyway. More choose, which is nice.
Okay,
Just an endless supply of choose.
Yeah, and when we're still hurting for a bomb bag, it's nice to have those.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing on River here in Forest Temple, though. Forest is, you know, we're mostly here to see if he happens to luck into a bow inside Forest. Aosuna's immediately going up for Crater, though.
Yep, gonna grab that magic. He worked hard for this one, so...
I mean, yeah. Harder than he needed to, but definitely in the end worth it.
Yep. And it looks like we're gonna see... not a fire dip. But we're gonna go into Goron City, probably down to Dodongo's Cavern.
Yeah, with a DC path, and I'm pretty sure it was Aosuna that saw the DC path. It's definitely a strong play. No.
Yeah, so if he goes up here, like out this entrance, for one, he hasn't peeked this. He probably hasn't checked the Boulder Grotto either. And you get to get an additional skull on the way down the mountain, so that's pretty nice.
Yeah, Forest Wind is in Water Temple, actually. That is
Oh,
very
yeah, why is
noting.
it? Listen, it's marked on Bro's tracker. I got confused.
Yeah, we got Forest Wind marked on Broad's tracker for some reason here. Trust me, I was thinking the same thing. Like, I thought we had it too, but no, they're right. Forest Wind is in Water Temple boss key chest, so not happening anytime soon.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Bro is gonna be grabbing these skulls out of Colossus and Wasteland, and probably going and following through all the way to GTG. There are a few more skulls there as well, so
I don't know if he has time to get... Oh, he's got some.
Definitely a good play for skulls, but kind of a scary play to make when you don't have a bow.
Okay, so now it looks like he might be heading into that Dodongo's Cavern play we were talking about from just upper... Oh, we got a big chest in the wall. What do we got?
Iron boots.
Oh, the AD senses continue.
Yeah, so we basically just need like possibly ZL to beat Water Temple, but a hammer is the only item requirement that we need at this point.
Oh, technically, actually a bomb bag still.
Yeah, logically, yeah.
Yeah. Really wants to skull.
Yeah, the trick is to kill it first, and then do this.
Yeah.
I
Nope.
believe the token has a bigger hitbox, but
He
I'm
got
not exactly sure about that. But yeah, he did get it in the end.
Brotender not even peeking. He's just like, I'm going for it.
Yeah, you get a hint out of it at the very least.
Oh, that's
which
the
is
other
the other.
point. Oh, hint.
Yeah.
Oh, and Aosuna had skipped that one. He got really lucky to go back into.
Mhm.
Ooh. Oh, this fickle trick.
Yeah, I did not have fun with this yesterday.
No. Oh, we were all so scared on that one. That trick's just so irritating. Watching people redo it over and over again, it's like, oh no, how many times is it going to take, please? Alright, are we going to have a high five in Dodongos here?
I would imagine so.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Get a peek, get the iron boots for Brot, and then go from there.
There's our copy of the 50 skull hint. Aosuna getting an unfortunate short hop there.
So these runners are pretty close to neck and neck. The only thing really giving Brotinder a leg up is having that 40 skull hint as early as he did.
And Aosuna actually has a leg up as well with the bow from fishing, so
That's
it's kind of
true.
interesting to see.
It's going to depend on if a second bow is available somewhere now. Okay, I like this play a good bit. Setting the shortcut and then saving so you can potentially scum the entirety of Dodongo's Cavern. Oh, but he missed it.
Yeah, this isn't a setup I'm familiar with. It looks
Same.
like he's back walking into position, which seems like it could definitely be pretty finicky.
I mean,
he got the first one, so the second one should go, no problem.
yeah. Definitely not the setup I'm used to, but I mean, I'm not one who should be talking about setups working or not.
Yeah, I mean, if it works for you, then
Exactly.
whatever. That's really all that matters. I mean, unless it takes like 10 minutes to do the setup or something, then probably don't do that setup.
Yeah, maybe not a good idea.
Brot is hungry for these skulls.
I mean, you gotta be.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if he's gonna use a baby Dodongo here or just use a chew. You can actually get these guys to break the mud wall on the right side and save yourself an explosive.
Oh, he is going for one of the baby Dodongos. Wants to save as many chews as he can now, which is good.
Yep.
Except it wasn't quite close enough.
Yeah, unfortunately controlling these guys can be a little bit of a pain in the ass, but
Yeah.
especially because like if they touch you, then you don't get to explode them anymore, but you have to let them get close enough that like you can hit them and still get the wall exploded, and it's just
They're a pain.
yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
30
yeah.
skulls sub hour is very impressive, but when you start the seed with a 40 skull hint, it makes a lot of sense. Like the context there definitely matters.
And everything is kind of lined up really well for this too. Picked up the 40 skull hint early, got a bug bottle in Lost Woods. I mean,
Yeah.
like everything is lined up to make this play feel really
There we
good.
go. Another big chest on the bridge here. Just double defense.
Probably not your path.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so.
So Aosuna's just going for face checking the the eyes, which I mean, yeah. Especially if you're not confident in the setup down there and you only have one extra chew to use, definitely go safe.
Yeah, also, like, if you're already up here, you just... Oh, that's actually catastrophic. That is probably the best word for it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he cannot complete Dodongo's Cavern. He can't kill King Dodongo.
Hopefully it's not just on Dodongo himself then.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be past Slingshot. I don't recall where Brotinder got it, but he does have a second Slingshot. And I'm going to go ahead and guess it wasn't Slingshot locked.
I don't remember either, but I think it was bomb locked, potentially. Yeah, bomb locked in CAC. So it's likely a bomb bag on Slingshot target. If I had to make a bet, I would say bomb bag on Slingshot target.
That would just, I mean, very realistic, very disgusting, but I'm calming, not racing, so I'm all here for it.
Yeah, of course. I mean, the worse the better, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah, in before King Dodongo has out of logic bomb bag. No. Oh, it couldn't be.
So this could only be Aosuna making a play towards Forest, which he can full clear. It's a medallion. It has a lot of skulls on the way and inside. So it's definitely an extremely good play at the moment.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely agree. I think it's a super strong play from him at the moment. I mean, it just makes so much sense.
Aosuna does have the 40 skull hint, found it at around the 44-45 minute mark. So has had it for a little bit of time now, and is making the way towards 40.
Oh, the Mido skip, the legend.
I guess, yeah, logically, like, it could be Slingshot for, like, Child Spirit. We saw a lot of keys on Child Spirit's side. So it's possible that, like, you just get key locked and there's a bomb bag in, like,
it could be
climb.
Tell me it's on highest chest. Tell me our first bomb bag is just before Twin Rova. Come on. If all 5 keys are available without going for the other Iron Knuckle, the adult Iron Knuckle, it's actually possible because you don't actually need to kill the my words could come to me. You don't actually kill the Beamos in the floating dead room to continue on.
Oh, if you have all the keys, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely something that's possible because we have... I think it requires enough early keys. Oh yeah, second hook is bomb locked, so...
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we find a hammer, yeah, you're right.
That's true. Could be hammer. So 14 skulls on the side of Aosuna. His pace is obviously going to pick up a lot coming up, so... And, like, he is doing progression.
Alright, let's see if it's on KD or if we're looking at Slingshot path. Aosuna had to skip King Dodongo. He unfortunately burned his last bomb chew and couldn't actually get into King Dodongo's room. See if that ends up hurting him or not, though.
Yeah, it's pretty unfortunate. Like, when you're on top of the Dodongo head there, you really want to do, like, as little walking as possible. So I totally get where he's coming from, throwing the chew from there and just kind of, like, hoping to nut it in time. But
Happy 1 hour. And it is Sling Path.
interesting.
I love it.
So I think it's definitely possible that we see Brot make a play towards the sling. He's probably gonna start in 20 here.
I think it has
so we
to
get
be target
look at
for bombs, maybe?
Yeah, if nothing's on target, I could definitely see him making a play into Spirit and just full clearing the whole thing.
I mean, he needs strength 2 for that, right?
Not like if he does it as child.
Oh, true.
He can do a
True,
bunch
true.
of stuff at least, but he'll basically just get keys. And yeah, I was just laughing at
34,
Brot
1 hour.
web slinging across Kakariko here.
See, we had on 20. Nothing. So it's 40 or bust. All right.
He's walking out of here. Wonder where he will go. This could end up being a GTG play.
I feel like Brot would be doing a reverse wasteland at that point.
Yeah, me too. Adult River for skulls, I guess.
I guess.
I think he's just gonna rush to 40 and get into Shadow and just hope that everything's in there, which I think is a fine play. It's a lot of checks in there, and it's progression.
You can set the shortcut right before the ZL locks, so I mean, makes going back in not awful. It's not the best, but yeah, we're looking at like a lot of this looking really nasty, really fast. It's just a matter of how now.
Mm-hmm.
Aosuna just picking up all the skulls through the forest, which, I mean, yeah. No, remember, one more skull. Hold up, hold up.
Yeah.
Another skull. I'm wondering if he's thinking this hard rush of skulls is like just the out to. Because I mean, I'm watching Aosuna and he hasn't necessarily passed a whole lot, but I don't think he went like into the right side of Dodongo's cavern for the scarecrow locked or bomb locked one. So I think he's taking it a little bit more passive than Brot's been taking it.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure if Aosuna has seen. Has Aosuna seen that Minuet is on Burning Cat?
I don't think so. And I
think if you have the information that like logically Shadow is meant to be pretty early, then like maybe you make a bigger play towards it.
Yeah.
Deku 2, I feel like
he did that, but I could be wrong.
Yeah.
We have no idea if it's AD or not yet. We know it's Storm's on AD, but we have absolutely no inclination on if Bottom of the Wild or Storms is required yet.
Oh, that was a tight save warp, bro.
Yeah, exactly what Fox just said. We are on a really tight bottleneck because we need to be able to beat Spirit for ZL on Prelude at this point.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder where Brot's going to pick up these last 3 skulls. I think it's definitely possible we see a play towards Lake here, which would be good for him because the bow's there. And Lake just happens to have 3 skulls sitting there for you to grab.
He's got Serenade, so I mean, yup. There it is. Oh no!
Looks like we got Requiem instead, so...
Following the Slingshot path, more than likely.
Yep. Yeah, this definitely makes sense too. There are at least a couple of skulls you can grab here.
Alright. Getting one more skull here, and then he can get one more in Spirit. I don't think there's a second one available without Boomerang, though.
I think you're right, yeah. So like if I were in Brote's position and I'm looking at my warp songs and trying to figure out like what the quickest accessible skull is, I think you look at Serenade and you're like, okay, like Soil Patch or like pretty much any of them, honestly, in Lake are pretty good.
Yeah.
I think he will make that play towards Lake and he will end up getting the bow, leaving Spirit here.
Does he climb Spirit once he finds the key, thinking possibly? Like, I don't hate the play. I could understand it.
It's interesting to think about. There are two in Spirit, so I think he will climb to get the other one. That makes sense. I forgot there's one in Child Climb.
Yep, because that's the one I'm expecting him to get here is in Child Climb, and then, like I said, the
Yeah,
other...
there's one like bottom of Child that you can grab through the grate.
That's true, you can grab it through the grate, so that's...
Yeah, this should be his things here.
Hopefully, like Chat was saying, he does go set Scarecrow and just happens to do child fishing while he's there, which wouldn't... I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, that would definitely be really nice for him.
Yeah, depending on this bow, it's gonna determine a lot on... Oh yeah, he's going for the one through the grate.
It's gonna be a little finicky. There is a trick to grab it very consistently, but yeah, it looks like he's going for that now. Basically, like, you hold down a little bit when you're dropping off the grate, and then hold up, and Link clips through just, like, a tiny little bit. Actually, like... Oh! Strength 2 in Forest. That's logical Strength 3.
Yep, that's going to be a huge... I don't know if he knows about the Minuet on Burning Cack yet, so he might not know that's logical Strength 3, but that... Ooh, that could be huge.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. This is like the kind of thing where, like, if you're just playing towards like an out of logic progression dungeon, you're hoping you're gonna find those like out of logic, like, you could get like a bomb bag in here, you could get like a strength in here, and then things just kind of fall into place. You don't really need logic.
Yeah, God. Who listens to logic? You use it to build a framework of what you want to do, but then throw it out the window halfway through, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, as long as you're doing progression, it's fine.
Yes, Aosuna has the 40 hint at this point, but he's being a little more passive about it than Brote has been. Brote has been like, holy cow, aggressive about it. Like, this is going to be 40 right here at the hour and 9 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Aosuna's not going like out of the way for every single skull, but is definitely still doing a good job of collecting them. Brote is definitely being extremely aggressive, more so than like you would probably normally see for a Dins on 40, but I think understanding that like it's early in logic is maybe pushing him to be really aggressive. I'm gonna save here just in case nothing's up here.
We just got Couple of overlaps going on right here. A few fresh checks on Aosuna's side, but considering how deep Forest is, we aren't expecting a whole lot here, though. I mean, I wasn't expecting strength here, and look how that went.
Yeah, so I think immediately, like, following the plays we're seeing right now, Aosuna still does have, like, 3 checks left in here, so we might see something that changes his mind, but at this point, I would fully expect Brot next to go straight into Shadow, and Aosuna to go straight into Adult Spirit. I think that's pretty much, like, the, like, no-brain plays at this point.
Yeah.
Aosuna, of course, like, going into Spirit, he's gonna get rewarded with ZL once he gets out of there, so that's something you really like to have early on.
I mean, preferably earlier than the hour 10, hour 20 mark, but
Yeah.
in a seed like this, that's still gonna be early. I don't think Broke peeked the hand, so I don't think he knows it's just a key up there.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
I don't see any other reason he'd be doing this right now if he knew.
Yeah, you would pretty much never trade a key for a key.
Yeah. So there is a way to get... I mean, without a bow, there's no way to get it, I guess, but there is a way to get that boss key with just a bow on Adult's side. But, I mean, he still has no idea where the bow is at, which...
Yeah, and also, like, he has Dins, essentially. Like, he just needs to go and grab it, so...
So Brando's asking if we would consider either runner necessarily ahead. Honestly, I mean...
Progression, like, it's hard to say. Aosuna's through all the forest, but Brot has done, like, a lot of the heavy skull work at this point.
Yeah.
Aosuna also has that bow, which is very important. Brot could find another one in Shadow. I think after seeing this next play, it'll be easier to dictate, like, who's in the lead, but at this point, it's probably a little hard to say. Oh, it looks like Brot actually will be cleaning up the lake here, so he is going to find his bow, which will help him a lot.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be exceptionally helpful for him. If I had to say, I think having the extra skulls as quick as he did is going to help him out a little bit. But with Aosuna already having, like, forest completely clear, neck and neck is definitely the best way to look at it. I would hedge a little bit on Brotinder's side, but only a little.
Yeah, I would think so too. There's, like, still a lot of race left too at this point.
Oh,
like, we're still looking for letter rang and light arrows. Is that it?
Letter
Seems
rang,
like that shouldn't be it at this point, but
No, I mean,
it is.
yeah, we're also, if it's AD, we're missing hammer, but at this point, I mean, how do you feel if you go into Spirit with this Baronade path in Spirit and all you find is hammer?
With those fish, with the synchronized jumps. Of course, the small one is the one that bites.
Well, of course, always. Yeah, so we're an hour 15 in, and they've been sitting here grinding with these bomb chews forever.
Yeah. Okay, we got a good bite.
Yeah. These fish are just always a little frustrating. Sometimes they want to work fine, sometimes they just completely ignore the fact that you exist.
Yep. Yeah, it can be pretty frustrating, especially in like a high tension situation like this one where you're in the middle of a race. Oh, Aosuna going for the one cycle. I actually missed a target input there, so won't be able to pull off the full strat. But yeah, definitely something he's familiar with. It would have been cool to see it here, but Of course, like, again, nerves get in the way. It's very
Yeah,
hard to
just,
pull
like,
things off
jerk.
like that on the stage in front of Restream, in front of hundreds of viewers. Like, it's just very stressful.
Yep.
But it's not a bad fight in the end at all.
Yeah, that's something that I don't know, unfortunately, because Aosuna's execution for only playing a year is just incredible. I don't know if he just tanks really hard and has been just running it offline a bunch, or if he was a previous speedrunner.
I'm not sure. I've not seen his name around. I'm not sure if he's like speedrun or anything, but yeah, like I know there have been a bunch of people who just like played randos with friends or whatever, and like never really joined a competitive race because it's just like a completely different environment, and it's definitely possible that he's somebody who just played offline for a really long time. I know when he first showed up in Scrubs, like he was pretty like high middle of the pack, so like it seems like he wasn't like brand new to the game at that point.
Yep, merchant out here scamming us for money. I'll take your 10, here's your 5 back. Oh, he's gonna scum this last shoe, and that's like he needs to get no loss woods, I would think. We're like, I wouldn't say we're pretty sure, but there's a good chance we've got a bomb bag on target in the woods. But he doesn't need to preserve this chew because you need at least the one. I mean, you need one for Shadow, you need one for Spirit, so he's gonna have to find chews or something somewhere along this line.
Yeah, I think he's like definitely taking that into account and just scumming this one last chew just to make sure he can get into Shadow. And yeah, Aosuna, who just did Forest for the first time, actually just found a 10 chew pack, just responding to chat. So he does have a few bit of chews. Alright, everybody get your guesses in. We have chess mini game. Yeah, starting off right. Right, left. Right, left, left. I'm like scrolling through, I don't see anybody who's still in. Oh, right, left, left, right, Lucid, yeah. Let's see if this is the left. I think you're the last one remaining. Oh!
Right, left,
just
left,
short.
right.
Yeah, Scarlet had the same guess. Interesting. So close. Eva?
I see right, left, left, right, right.
Yep.
Eva, yeah.
Congrats, you win nothing. Enjoy. Everybody get some Komodo hypes in the chat. Did I lose Bro's stream or did
I don't have it either.
Oh, interesting. Hopefully it's just some short blip that gets worked out. No. I was definitely having some of those yesterday. Yeah, it's interesting that it happened in time with the reset. I'd imagine it was just a coincidence, but yeah, it seems like OBS crashed, so we might actually lose 20 minutes of Broad's feed here.
Oh no.
Yeah, so when he comes back in 20 minutes, we're just gonna have to guess what happened in between, I guess. And hopefully he has a local recording.
Alright, well, that gives us time to focus on this Spirit Temple at least.
Yeah, seeing Adult Spirit for the first time, which we know is very important in terms of the progression of the seed. This is something that is supposed to be done pretty early.
Yep, and we also know there's something for Baronade in here.
Which might be this chest right here. Bomb bag? Yeah,
Yeah.
because we have... Or no, because... Well,
That might
Slingshot for keys to...
that might
Yeah,
be for a
strength 2
possible, yeah.
on target, that would make sense, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that would make a lot of sense, strength 2 on target. Well, I mean, I guess those extra chews you found in Forest aren't going to matter so much.
Yeah. At the same time, like, it's always nice to just have a few chews kicking around.
Yeah.
If you're, like, going around checking grottos, they're a lot faster than using bombs and waiting for them to explode, so... Be a little void out here, this room... Oh no, he didn't void out, he just didn't kill the Beamos. The bomb wasn't close enough, I guess. Okay, another big chest. This is a hammer, which is not what we want to see.
Oh, no.
So
No,
yeah, I
no.
mean, like, logically, with Jabu being light med, like, Letter and Rang can be pretty much anywhere. So having at least one of those in the bottom of the well is totally likely, and would totally be locked by doing all dungeons. The ice arrows aren't logically required for anything. So that's not going to be our path.
Just gotta be
You... Just to answer a question in chat, because I don't want people being, like, concerned about this in any way. Your local recording is live, so if your OBS crashes, you do not lose your local recording up to that point.
that feels a lot better.
Yeah. So Boomerang is good. Good news. That is going to be your path. You probably don't need to worry about AD at this point. You've still got a lot of game in between, so...
Well, we're Rudos from Go mode at this point, I believe. Well, Glow mode at least.
Slow mode,
depending on
yeah.
where light arrows want to fall.
No, the footage gets recorded. It just doesn't get broadcasted. So he has... All of his footage is recorded. It's just not being broadcasted to Twitch. Like, it all gets stored up and then sent to Twitch 20 minutes later, but it still gets recorded. As far as I know, he noticed right away. Like, looking at the race room, it should be okay.
Yeah, for the chat viewer, we want lights and well. Nothing. But I mean, with how shallow that spirit is, I'm not surprised it's a little bit loaded.
Mm-hmm. So I wonder what the play is going to be leaving here.
Bombs were on Adult Climb in Spirit.
Unfortunately, like, bombs and boomerang don't really get you anywhere. Shadow is logically open, but, like, you need to grab quite a few more skulls. And there's, like, nothing you can really do while you're gathering skulls. Like you're basically deciding to commit to like doing checks and like going to GTG, grabbing like a few skulls along the way potentially, or just like committing completely to skulls, like only doing skulls for the time being. At least that's the way I see it. He will have ZL, so like doubling back to some of the locations with fairy fountains can be pretty important, and just like doing those on your way to skulls. But aside from that, like there's not really much to do in between as far as I can think of.
Okay, so it does look like he will be back after the delay catches up. So we get to watch a Twin Rova fight and see if Twin Rova wants to be Troll Rova, as is per usual.
Hopefully this isn't like the case, like some case where Bro comes back and he has like literally everything, and we're like, where the heck did he go?
I mean, the only thing we wouldn't know would be potentially Rudo's.
Yeah, it's like Rudo's and lights, and like
Yeah.
I think pretty much like all he's gonna do in 20 minutes is probably Shadow, and then maybe
Forest.
chase down like the sling. Yeah, he's gonna do forest. Yeah, it'll basically be like forest into Shadow, I think, or forest into Spirit actually, because he'll find the strength too.
Yeah.
So I think
Hopefully
he's
he
actually
decides
just
Forest
gonna
first.
follow Aosuna's footsteps, unless he's like tries to make a play, saving forest for later, like hoping to have Minuet. But I think it just actually works out better to get your strength 2 in forest and come to the dungeons in this order.
Yeah. So what it's going to come down to is we know that Brode is about half of a forest behind Aosuna when we lost, the cut. So Aosuna can make up the, I think I saw him at 25 skulls. If he can make up the 15 skulls in the time it takes for Brode to finish out Forest, finish out Spirit as well, then I think Aosuna would definitely be sitting pretty good in the lead. But I mean, 15 skulls in that time.
Yeah. Yeah, 15 skulls, like when you've already been through forest and DC, and like I think he's been to Night Market, it can be a little tricky to just go around and pick up skulls and try to figure out which ones are the fastest. But he does have a lot of warp songs. He does have Sun Song. Like it shouldn't be terrible.
No, I don't imagine it to be an awful skull hunt. It's just comparing it to Brode, who did it so aggressively, it's going to feel a little slow, understandably.
Mhm.
But I mean, he had 40 skulls at an hour and 8 minutes. That's just insane. Or hour and 15. If he hasn't done the child cax skulls, that's going to be a good quick chunk of them, which that looks like the play he might be making right here. Save, quit.
Nice.
Thank you for defeating the dungeons. Here are these eye drops for a useless big round check. We appreciate you.
Yeah, I think he'll just grabbing this skull and setting up Knight at the same time. Then you grab your ZL, you go Child. Grab a song in the graveyard. I'm not sure what songs would be useful. It's basically either like Opponents or Prelude. So I guess Opponents is alright. Prelude's not super useful in this seed. But he is going to want those Cac Knight skulls, as well as the couple that he can grab in graveyard as well.
Oh, yeah. So let's say if he's just going to really hard push the skulls, or if he's going to go looking for checks for Rudo's letter potentially now.
Mm-hmm.
I think the smart money's on doing the skulls pretty aggressively right now. Because, you know, at this point, Shadow is required before you do... Well, I don't know if he knows if Shadow's required before he does Force, but still. Yeah. Got him going Child, probably playing Nocturne right away and getting everything over in that direction.
Unfortunate news. Bro,
Yep.
just OBS crashed again, so it's gonna be 20 minutes from this point.
Oh,
when we
gosh.
get potentially. So yeah, it's gonna be a little bit, a little while here with just us and Aosuna.
Yep, so we got 2. We're going for the hat trick here. Over a third OBS crash right around the hour or 45 mark, so we got another 20 minutes from then, maybe? Hopefully not. Alright, so we actually haven't seen this yet, and we are still looking at a graveyard path to Bongo, but at this point we have everything we need. So I don't see what could be here other than that strength being, like, required for Spirit for ZL.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Prelude. I mean, it's a song.
Better than save quitting.
Yeah.
Not by a lot, but better than save quitting.
Yeah, it's like mostly useless, but it's still better than save quitting. Absolutely.
And isn't Aosuna on VC? It's actually a good save, good little time save.
That's a good point, actually, yeah. My platform does have some pretty slow save warps, so...
Oh yeah, Bro's gonna come back with everything. We're just gonna be sitting here trying to play catch up of what.
Yeah, and just
So
kind of
the
hoping that like Aosuna kind of keeps up at his pace. No, it's just interesting because like if he makes the forest play, I think he's like on track to be pretty far ahead. I'm like if he opts to go for GTG, which I can't really see, or like doing Shadow first, there's potential that it pays off. We don't really know.
Yeah, I think if you do Forest first, though, like I don't see GTG at all when you've got Forest out of logic, but
Yeah.
completely free.
Yeah, GTG is pretty much like out of the question at this point. I guess it's just between like dipping Shadow, hoping to find Strength 2, or going into Forest, saying like I don't care whether I'm getting Minuet later, like this could have Strength 3.
So there we go. That is the full confirmation graveyard. It's completely clear it was the Strength.
Alright, yes, that's good info.
Got all of our paths pretty much set up. It's the Boomerang out of Spirit Temple and the Slingshot of all things out of Dodongo's Cavern. Or just Light Trail. I mean, we all love a good Light Trail play here, don't we? Just me? Oh, it's all manual. So we'll have someone sitting here like...
Just like
sitting here like...
pausing on his pause
blue.
screen. And
Yeah. Eyes
trying
blue,
to figure
pause on the
out.
pause screen. What does he have? What does he have? What does he have? Oh, good. At least I'm not the only one who loves to eat rock. Light arrows and Storm Grotto. See, this is the kind of chaotic energy I'm missing. Where is the chaotic energy, everybody? Who wants to see the awful?
Yeah, usually everybody's coming up with these like really crazy scenarios of where everything's gonna be and like the worst possible place for everything, but nobody's really using their imagination this seed.
I mean, Seed's not being evil yet. See, what I want to see is Rudos in Yeet Rock. That's my hope at the moment.
Yeah.
Because the problem is, like, we have everything for AD now. There's nowhere you're going to stick Hammer that's dumb because it's already out. We already have long shot Iron Boots. Like, I mean, the worst place you can really stick something is either behind Strength 3 when we don't know where Strength 2 is. We know it's available.
Yeah, I think, like, maybe the seed's just like, oh, your Slingshot's required to get, like, a scale or something, and, like, your Strength 2 is in, I don't know, like, Lab Dive. And, but, like, you need Strength 3 to get lights, and I don't know.
Yeah, there we go. There, people are starting to come up with some things. Letter and Hammer chest. AD is all dungeons. It's so normally you don't need to do the stone dungeons, but if you need the song that Ocarina of Time teaches you, which in this case is Song of Storms, then you have to complete all of the stone dungeons just to get the one song. Which 50-50, it's completely useless. It's, you know, Prelude, Serenade, Bolero, but in some cases it's Storms, and you have this giant question mark. Do I need it? Do I not? And we all love it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun trying to, like, brainstorm scenarios in which case, like, in a way to make, like, that AD required. Rudo's behind Storms is entirely possible, yes.
Oh yeah. We ask for awful, and that's all everyone wants now. Thank you. As someone who has officially stopped Season 6, I'm here for the awful viewership, not for playing it anymore. So I want it to be as disgusting as possible. Please.
At least it gives us something to talk about during all this skull collection, because this is basically just skulls at this point. Like, it's basically all we're seeing. No item checks are being done, we're just getting skulls. He wants to get into Shadow as soon as he can, hoping Letter's going to be in there, hoping he can work towards that Light Arrows hint if you don't find those in there as well.
I mean, it's offering up all the awful ideas we have and simultaneously trolling on the small typo. Paradox Letter, let's go.
Paradox Letter is fun, yeah.
Yep.
That could be interesting. Yeah, I think the thing that makes it the most fun is that we don't have a single wallet right now.
Oh man, this is every single time it ends up being Jabu is a medallion. I just sit here and I'm like, so what's going to be the casino? Is it going to be the boomerang or is it going to be the Rudo's Letter? And I'm going to hate all of it. In these settings, if OOT teaches Lullaby, it is a guaranteed all dungeons. Because Shadow Temple will always require ZL, and you can't have Shadow Temple lock ZL at that point.
So at this point, this is Aosuna is pausing here because this is where Broke crashed for the first time. So Aosuna wasn't aware whether this was FPA or not. But Brot immediately replied like, no, it's not FPA. Like, just go. I'm recording. Don't worry. So that's what that was. Just for.
Bro,
I know like people are potentially gonna ask. I don't believe it'll be back because
no, he crashed again.
Yeah, so it should be another 10 minutes before he comes back. The little bit that he was streaming in between won't come through because it was saved like on his OBS and was never actually broadcasted to Twitch. So we are waiting another 10 minutes, and we'll see where he's at that point.
Bro, it's gonna come back go mode, and we're gonna be like, what the hell happened?
It's absolutely possible. Like, all it would require is that Lights and Letter are in shadow, and Brot would come back in go mode, and it's
We'd all just
completely like we you just know at that point, like, yeah, he did shadow, everything was in there, and rushing skulls was the key to the seed. But we will see if that is the case. I'd imagine he'll have at least one thing, like one of either letters or lights, but whether he has both is
Oh no,
the
I'm
question.
hoping he doesn't. I'm hoping he doesn't have either of them, because that means they're awful.
Yeah, more like the more fun thing is if he has neither. I expect him to have one, but I'm really pulling for the storms requirement.
Mhm. As far as we're aware at the moment, Harumph, Sling was just Path to Spirit for child key logic. We do know that that Sling has to lock all bomb bags, though, because we found we found another Sling bomb locked in Kakariko.
Correct. Yep.
We found one bomb bag so far, and it was in it was an adult spirit climb.
Yeah, so if it's possible to use the slingshot to get a strength 2, say on like target, which the example that we were looking at earlier, then that would fulfill the path there.
Aosuna going for the correct final skull.
Yeah, this is typically your final skull. If you've been routing this correctly. Yeah, we are gonna see Dins and finally get to see a dip into shadow.
Nice 10 and 20 were both dead, and here is your Din's Fire. Please enjoy and don't burn down our house.
I guess, yeah, needed. He only had 6 arrows, so remembering that was an arrow drop, or maybe just not knowing, but
I have
either
no
way,
idea if you saw that
good
or
to
not.
pick that up. I think he did know. I think that was planned. I think that's smart. I usually just, like, completely disregard junk checks, but sometimes it can be useful to remember.
Yeah. Yep, Aosuna should be able to full clear shadow out. We're literally Rudo's letter from glow mode, and we're gonna hopefully catch some of it in here. Hopefully for the runners, not for us. Us watching, no. Probably about 7 to 8 minutes out on Brotinder coming back, and us all getting to revel in the chaos of what does he actually have.
Yeah, luckily by that point, Aosuna will be like halfway through Shadow, and I think like Brot will probably just be at the end of Shadow, if not also halfway through Shadow. Like they might actually just be neck and neck right now.
Which is just terrifying. Like, I've said this before so many times. I find it endlessly impressive that these runners did such a vastly different opening between hard skull routing and child spirit that their routes literally look like they in no way could have synced up, and yet come go mode both runners seem to be right on top of each other every single time. It really kind of speaks to the comfort of these players running their individual routes. And just it's always been impressive that almost no matter what route you take, if you're skilled enough at what you're doing and know, you can turn any race into something that should look similar to someone else's at the end.
Mm-hmm. If Bro comes back and has Deku Mask, I will be a little surprised.
Bro comes back and you just see across green dawn of the final day. Oh, that's what happened. He changed games while he was gone. Fair.
Yes. Got bored, you know. Pretty straightforward seed.
Yeah. Pot spinner, or the statue spin RNG is all gone.
Yep.
A good thing, to be honest.
But he didn't do it the first time he was in this room, which I believe means that he gets like the second seed of RNG. So it's entirely possible that if Brot did this first on his way through, then he had an entirely different result.
Oh yeah.
But we'll probably never know.
No.
And it probably doesn't matter at all.
Such a low impact, but I mean, I understand the change and I respect it. Just such a low impact little thing.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're watching a Shadow Temple and we're wanting from Go mode, we gotta find something, right?
Yeah.
Dropping a bomb there. On accident.
Yeah, I got hit by the BMOS and
Yeah.
like decided to drop one.
Nope. Nope. Not doing spinning blades today.
Yeah, it's always nice when you just walk in there and see it's not required. Just run out. No thank you.
Or flashbacks of League having to open every single chest in existence without CSMC for Season 2.
Yeah, after playing with CSMC, I find it hard to go back. I'm the type of person who pretty much whatever the race mods throw at me, I'll just play it. I don't care. But I've enjoyed playing with CSMC a lot. If they took it out, it would be hard to adjust back to normal, but and I think I would prefer to just play with it on.
Oh yeah, no. I prefer it on. I'm still used to playing with it off just because different settings dictate that sometimes it's not on, which is awful. But having to compare and contrast it, 'cause I go back and forth between it, please keep it on forever.
Yeah, I know like there are some differing opinions, but I'm definitely of the opinion that CSMC good.
Chuckles, exactly. RSL when all chest appearances are off is just the worst.
Let's see if Asuna's brain is still in skull mode, because I've definitely grabbed this skull after not needing any more.
I've walked into Ice Cavern with a hinted light arrows in there, like, oh, I just have to go to Ice Cavern for my light arrows, cool, and still picked up skulls because just autopilot brain in dungeons happens sometimes.
Yeah, the worst for it is Forest, because like the skulls are so quick, you literally always grab them.
Yep.
And yeah, if you go in there when you've already met your requirement, it's definitely possible that you just grab a couple extra.
While neither runner's going to be doing it, it's expected that you go into Forest after having 40 skulls in this one, so...
Yeah, which is just a pain in the ass, we don't want to deal with that.
No!
There's skulls in there, why would I get the skulls that aren't in there?
Void out.
That's okay. Maybe. I don't know how close this race is. Maybe that's not okay.
I mean, we're going to be finding out in a minute or two here. The second crash was reported at about the 130 mark, so we should be looking around 150 for Brotals and just pop back up and chaos to ensue.
Yeah. Yeah, it should be in at least, like, the next 2 minutes should be the maximum for him to come back, so it'll be interesting to see where he's at and how far away these two runners are from each other. I'm sure chat will have no problem yelling at you, Chuckles. Especially if T is still here. And Mel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh god, not...
Problem with asking for chat for help is chat, you're a bunch of trolls.
Yeah,
And...
I know you asked chat for help. Probably a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah, asking
So-
chat for help, definitely a mistake. Not probably.
Yeah, I think Brot is back like any second now.
OBS crash.
Yeah, if Brot comes back and he's not playing Ocarina of Time Rando anymore, then something has gone terribly wrong. But I'd imagine that's not going to be the case. Oh, look at those bomb lock bombs.
Oh.
Okay, we're back. He just save warped. You get.
I
Oh,
saw
this
a
is
boomerang.
perfect. You get the title screen and everything.
I saw a boomerang. He's definitely done Spirit.
Okay, interesting. His personal tracker doesn't have Shadow completed because he just got ZL, so I'd imagine he did a dip up to boat, potentially.
We'll see. Because I know if he's done Spirit, he's probably done Force as well.
Mm-hmm. Basically, if these torches are lit, then he's gone up to boat. And if these torches aren't lit, then he's starting from the beginning. They are lit, so he has probably done up to boat.
He's not done Forest?
It's not finished on his tracker, at least.
Wonder
so
where he got his Strength 2, then.
I'd imagine he must have got the logical one, which at this point must be on Target in the Woods.
I mean, is it possible that it's just Deep Shadow? Or we're going to see a Strength 3 coming out of Aosuna soon?
It can't be any deeper than the next room, I guess.
No. Oh.
There wasn't a key on top of Crusher, right? It was boss key? Or...
Yeah, it was boss key on top of Crusher.
Okay. So logically, we could see a strength in here.
So he hasn't completed Forest yet, so I think this puts Aosuna just a little ahead.
Yeah, as soon as about like 2/3 of a forest ahead.
Yeah. Let's see his personal tracker. I don't see light arrows. I don't see Rudos. We
Mhm.
have hope that it is buried awful deep.
Luckily for Brot, once he's done with this, he will get Minuet. So that will take him to Forest. He'll have Strength 3 already, so if that's required in any capacity, at least he has it.
Race.
Now we get the double, the boat race. So I guess he did end up finding that that sail after all.
He doesn't have either stone dungeon marked, so that's good.
Oh no. Stalfos fell into the void. This top-down view is actually really funny. You just get to watch them. It's just...
Yeet themselves into oblivion.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he did find a second bow, which is interesting. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. He must have done like some overworld, but there's no way to know exactly what.
Target in
There's
the
a
woods,
big chest on the right there. And that's gonna be your lights, so we're only looking for Rudo's letter at this point. I would doubt he went to GTG. Target in the Woods is most likely, but I don't think that's where he found Bo. So he must have done, like, maybe he just did it with, like, Goron City or something. Like, knowing Darunia is dead, you can go in there and do Pot and, like, Big Rolling Goron. So it's possible that he made that whole trip and there was just, like, a second Bo in Goron City.
I mean, we were all hoping for it to be a little spicier than that, but...
Yeah, there's still Letter. Letter still has a lot of troll potential. So don't give up hope, chat. This could still be a long one.
In this position, we're finishing off Shadow. We know Forest is already done. where do you go looking for letter at this point? Do you go GTG, or do you make the play for fire, assuming there's a clearing fire and setting up for potential bottom of the well?
That is such a tough call to make. The thing with fire is fire's bad. Like it's a pretty bad dungeon to clear. Looking for items, in my opinion. Like definitely worse than GTG. But if you do these worse dungeons, then in the end you get your nice juicy bottom of the well. Personally, I would go to GTG.
I will absolutely say that I don't think that's the wrong play. I would probably do fire personally, because I just have that nasty sense of bottom of the well right now. But I can see either play being just as strong. I do think GTG might be a little better, and I do defer to you on this because obviously, you made bracket, I didn't.
Yeah, as Kraus said in chat, fire's only good if you go there for no reason. Or if you somehow misread logic and ended up in fire, it'll always have your go mode just because it screws over the other person.
I love the bongo blender strats, by the way. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, the quick spin spam. That's actually really hard to pull off.
That's how I do it personally. I just prefer it. I've come down here without a bow so many times.
I just try to convince myself that quick spins don't exist and nobody's ever done one, because I struggle with them a lot sometimes. And we got a fire med from Brot. Gonna pick up his minuet here immediately and head straight to forest.
Nothing in Shadow of relevance other than the light arrows.
The big point in this race right now is where Aosuna decides to go right now. This could be essentially what determines who the winner is.
Asuna's got a little bit of time on Brot now, it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Post more trick videos and your quick spins will be good. Which is hilarious. Obviously, or maybe not so obviously a reference to every single trick video. Once the person has pulled off the trick, they'll just do a quick spin at the end of the video for no reason. Very funny. Probably less funny now that I've explained it. But,
oh yeah.
I'm here to ruin Kryle's jokes. It's fine.
Oh yeah.
I'm all for it.
Oh, don't remind me of the loss of Foolish. It's a really split on this from what I understand. Some people are just, they're perfectly fine with Foolish being gone. Some people, myself included, dearly miss our Foolish hints.
So it looks like we are gonna see... we're gonna go back in for the ZL lock checks. Of course, since you need all the keys to get ZL, every check in here that's locked by ZL is gonna be an item. So, whenever you have Spirit locking ZL, it's typically a good idea to come back to Spirit to grab these checks, because they're all gonna be items, and they're all super dense, super quick. This is a really good play. ZL is Zelda's lullaby. Yeah, full clear your path also. Yeah, it is path to Baronade, so I mean, letter in here would make double sense. Climbing up this wall is definitely not faster than equipping Longshot.
Nope, but he's committed to it, and he's gonna ride this wave straight down.
Yeah, this is the same as if you fall on Ganondorf, you'll see a lot of runners not equip the Longshot or the hookshot, which I'd imagine is faster to do. It's faster to do the equip. I always call it the climb of shame, because it's just I've deserved this. I fell. I deserve to climb.
I'm no stranger to climb of shame, unfortunately. My Ganon's gotten a lot better in the past few months, but there was a long time when I did seeds up until the puzzle was solved and then quit.
Goron sword. We like to joke that is a 30-minute time save. course, it's not. But it will let you kill some things faster.
Don't lie to people. It's a 30-minute time save always.
Yeah, it's. I don't want them to know because like they're potential opponents in the future. Like if we're just giving them all this knowledge, they're gonna come back and beat us.
Oh, it's only 25 minutes now, Chuckles. You're right. Twin Robo and Bongo are dead. It's only 25 minutes now.
That's fair, yeah.
My bad. I should be informing people correctly.
Yeah, I think like at this point, these are like the quickest 4 checks you can do, and this area is path. So it absolutely makes sense to do this before GTG. It looks like we will see Colossus Fairy into Wasteland into GTG. Of course, we know that if letter is anywhere, it doesn't matter where letter is at this point. Horseback archery will never be required, so we can go there without opponents. There's literally 0 risk to going there right now. We can full clear the whole area as far as checks that could have the letter. So let's go.
And
Bro
here's
picking
his
up strength 3, so he will be the first to that.
We're gonna have to ask him where his silvers came from, because curiosity has me.
Mm-hmm.
Just do chickens. I mean, chickens aren't the death sentence awful check they used to be. I still hate them just on principle. But with only being 4 chickens, it's a lot nicer.
Yeah, I like doing them as I go through. Even at its worst, it was only over 2 minutes, which I mean is kind of an eternity, but like now, like if you're just passing through, take like maybe like an extra like, I don't know, 30, like, I don't know, probably like 50 seconds or so. Cause you just pick like whichever 4 are the fastest. You're not going like out of your way and...
Like, I like shoulders of stance. Clearing your path is direction. Hammer is also direction. I have and I will admit this is actually a bad habit of mine, and one I should probably work on breaking and just letting it be known. If I find multiple items in a path location, like I found Boomerang that satisfies the path, I'll still be more likely to follow the hammer up. That was also a path location.
We call those Way of the Hero points.
Yeah.
I think that's what Way of the Hero points are. And it's kind of a meme, yeah.
Oh, I know. It's a bad habit.
But I can't like say that you're wrong, because you absolutely will not be wrong in every single case. It's just that when a hint has been satisfied, it's, I mean, like, I know you understand, but
oh yeah. For the chat.
Yeah, when a hint has been satisfied, like, sometimes it's best to just drop it and just chase like density, chase areas that have more checks rather than for example, going to Fire Temple and doing like your like 6 checks in all of Fire Temple, which takes an eternity. But like, there's always the chance that the hammer is the thing that got picked up for the path, and it actually is the hammer the whole time, even though the ring was there. Like, it's just,
and that's
weird.
That's what my brain does every time. Is it's like I mean, it could be. It's wrong, and I know it, and I tell it it's wrong every time, but I still follow it. We're gonna see if that's gonna be a death sentence idea for me in this one, or if GTG is empty. Yeah, 6 checks plus the delayed potential storms.
Yeah, the storms is definitely a factor in that decision. I can't say that, like, if anybody made either decision, I can't really say that they're wrong.
I actually see a huge world where Brotender skips GTG. Because if you're in Brotinder's shoes right now, do you think you're behind, or do you think you're actually ahead right now? Because if you think you're ahead, I think you push GTG for density, but I think if you're behind, you have to make a stronger play.
That's so tough in this position. I feel like his bow was pretty late, but I don't feel like he's lagged behind too much, and he got the skull hint early, which is always ideal.
Chad's saying he might have actually already done GTG.
pushed maybe a little too hard. I don't think he would have either when he has progression to do.
Forest and yeah.
Like he had Dip Shadow. I doubt he Dip Shadow. I don't know. Like maybe you Dip Shadow and then you're like, I don't want to go to Forest because I'm gonna get Minuet anyway, so I'm going to GTG instead. I can see it, but I personally wouldn't do it.
We know he did most of Shadow. We know he did all of Spirit. I don't know what else he could have done that. Like, I don't know what else he did do in that other 30 minutes, but whatever it is, it's wherever we see the strength. So if we see Aosuna pick up a strength here in GTG, we know Brotinder actually might be ahead right now.
Yeah, that's gonna be like the big thing. If we see strength, we know Bro's ahead. And it's basically just gonna be like who gets AD done the fastest at that point, I guess. Unless I don't know, unless like Toilet's a thing, like let her in Toilet and Bro didn't do it. Oh, there's a big chest here. It's just a fish. I don't know if Bro had...
But it was hinted key.
Okay.
OPS drop, added mystery, added chaos.
I don't know if Bro had more than one bottle. I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'll tell you, looking at his personal tracker, he doesn't have more than one marked.
Yeah.
Happy 2 hours, that's right. We missed it by a little bit there.
Yeah, it wouldn't make a lot of strength, or a lot of, wouldn't make a lot of sense for strength 2 to be here, unless it was on, like, the BMOS check. I think that's the only thing that would actually make sense. We've already seen that, so... At least, like, logically, it probably doesn't make sense for a strength to be here, so I don't think that this was the play. I honestly think it was just target and go on City.
You know, I don't believe this was the play, to be honest.
So it's entirely possible. These are all new checks. We haven't seen, like, there might just be a letter in here. It's definitely super likely at this point. I'm pretty sure I saw a big chest above the center there. Behind the statue.
We are still missing all the wallets too, though. Like, very possible, but... Scale. Okay, Barot was not in GTG.
Yeah, not a big chest up there. So far nothing here, except a fish.
Yeah.
Okay, so Brot's gonna do this. If he goes to fire, we could see an interesting race. If he follows Aosuna's footsteps here, he probably consistently stays behind at that point. Big chest again. And it's a wallet, so... I mean, if it's Paradox Letter, that's one step towards that.
We're hoping. We're all hoping. It's the only awful we can really have left other than bottom of the well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that guarantees Bro didn't do GTG, because he'd have a wallet, and we know he doesn't.
That's true, yeah. I wonder if Bro checks OGC here.
I hope he does. I hope it's letter so that we get an answer, because eventually Aosuna is going to have to find that strength somewhere.
Yeah, because I think, like, seeing the strength in Forest, you're probably like, oh, like, Aosuna could have done this and just gotten that from there. And that would be, like, really bad for me. But I have the advantage that I've went and got the other strength. Also, here's another big chest.
I don't know where strength 3 was,
Scale.
unfortunately.
GTG has everything but the letter.
We both said it. Scale, wallet.
So it looks like Bro is going to be making this play towards the ZL lock checks in
Yes.
Spirit, which of course is the best play to do, in my opinion. For many reasons. Another big chest, which is Magic 2. Yeah, literally everything but Ruto's letter appears to be in here.
Yeah, we have no idea. He was down for about 30 minutes almost, and we have no idea which checks he did. We know he finished out Shadow up to Shortcut, did Spirit and got his ZL, and went back into Shadow, and that's the extent of what we know.
So if Bro gets to the end of his Spirit checks here and warps out to go to Fire Temple, these guys are like neck and neck. Like it's pretty close.
We have a real
Aosuna will have like a pretty considerable lead, but like it's nothing that can't be overcome by like a little bit of execution errors or.
What was hinted as a key, I believe.
Yeah, so he's gonna leave here and probably check the rocks. I don't think either of them have been to Valley either, so
They haven't,
he's
unless
gonna do those checks as well.
like unless Brot did it really early.
Yeah.
Or no, unless Brot did it while he was gone. I mean, that's actually very possible. Something else he might have checked while he was gone. I doubt
Possible. I doubt it, yeah.
But like, I've seen weirder. And I don't think just Shadow and Spirit accounts for the full 30 minutes he was out. This can't be strength. Can be another,
This is a lot of big chests that aren't the letter. It's very unnerving. Like, it's so scary.
That one, I mean, yeah. No setup.
Aosuna is opting to not...
What?
Oh no, this is the peak setup, I guess. Okay.
Oh wow,
'cause
that's a new one.
That's actually the setup people do to get down there. Is that strength too? Does that even make sense?
I think that was strength. Did he act?
So bomb bag is on target. First bomb bag on target, but then
No, I think it's just
I
for
guess
keys.
something
I think it's
weird
literally
with-
just for key logic.
yeah.
So, Bro did Valley? He's going into water. I need answers on what this man did in this 30 minutes because I'm so lost.
Oh yeah, Sling's just for key logic. Yeah, that makes sense. That's a fail.
What
So
did this
won't
man?
be getting strength 3. I don't think he's gonna come back for that. So if it's OGC,
It's not necessary, really, unless it's OGC.
yeah, if it's OGC, like that's gonna be really good for Brot. Also, worth mentioning, Brot is pushing for AD. Like this is an AD push for sure.
I'm so confused. He got that strength. Like, that was a strength. If that was absolutely the strength, he did Valley?
I guess so, yeah. I mean, like, maybe he was making the play towards GTG and then saw the strength there and was like, oh, like, now I can go do Spirit.
But, like, he didn't reverse Wasteland for that? Or did he potentially...
He might
did
have,
potentially
like,
dip
cleared
into GTG and
field?
save?
I don't know.
Oh, man, I cannot wait for this. Oh, please, Bro, come to the interview. We have to know. Bro could have done GTG and scummed it. I don't see why you would scum it that hard.
No, with a wallet, like, there's no reason to scum it. Absolutely no reason to scum it. I think honestly, like with Scarecrow set up, he might have done like Adult Lake and then gone to Valley, like cleared field, gone to Valley to do GTG, and then saw the strength on the way and was like, okay, like
Yeah, I
screw this,
agree
I'm
that
doing
wallet and
Spirit.
scale would be worth keeping if you're working, unless you're just working out shoes. I agree entirely.
Yeah,
If nothing else,
and that's
scale
the
would
that's
be
the other
enough.
bow. He's
Yeah.
cleared Lake. That's the bow that he has.
Wow.
So he cleared Lake, did field, did Valley, got the other strength. Also, 2 bows on fishing is hilarious.
I'm at a loss right now. Like, Dude, this bro is a madman. What the heck?
I think,
This
like, if
caught
you're
him up and put him
banking
ahead.
on just, like, I don't want to walk to forest twice, then I think it's totally understandable. Boat fishing.
No, Aosuna has not done water. Yeah, if he's committing to AD, he goes fire after this every time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if you're doing water, 100% your next play is fire.
Yeah, you're committing. And if it's actually AD, does this put Brot ahead?
Yeah, I think it does.
Like, honestly, absolutely.
Like, at this point, like, if it's AD, he's ahead. If it's OGC, he's ahead.
Yeah.
It wasn't GTG. It can't be GTG.
If he decides to go GTG, that's what puts him back behind now, which is a very dense play and not a bad one, so...
Yeah, I think, like, I think possibly, maybe, he does feel like he's behind, and, like, he's, like... I think maybe he thinks that in this position, Aosuna will do the AD play, but would do fire first, so he wanted to do water. First, in hopes that the letter is just here. I think, like, that is definitely a play that might be going through his head right now.
Yeah, he probably thinks he's behind because of the forest strength.
Yeah, absolutely. So Aosuna is gonna clear out field here and might actually go back for that strength. Which I don't necessarily agree with, but if you're feeling behind, like, you're gonna do things that generally aren't the most efficient thing.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's been the running theme of these, is watching these, I can't be in either runner's shoes and not think I'm behind. I've got to do something about it.
Yeah, like when you hit basically, like, quote-unquote casino mode, and then you went to GTG and it had absolutely nothing, you have to feel behind. Like, you have to hope that it's on some weird check, and, like, if it's AD, there's the chance that your opponent just went straight for it, and it's just terrifying.
Especially on Aosuna's side, catching the 40 skull hint right next to spawn, 45 minutes in. It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Did my opponent get this 5 minutes in with those bomb chews? And yes. He is going back for that strength.
Yeah, so he's gonna grab that strength, and he's definitely just gonna go straight to OGC and pray to God that letter's there.
Yep.
Because he's probably thinking, like, if Bro got the strength in Forest like I did, there's no way he has this strength right now. Like, absolutely no chance. And if he does, then we're just in the same shoes anyway. Like, that's definitely what he's thinking, so... sucks that he missed it the first time around, but... I mean, if Letter's in OGC, he's gonna be the first one there. What's that?
I think he went for a little bit of a risky strat on that, trying to do the recoil. I don't know how comfortable he is with that. I mean, he has shown some very nice depth of skills, but with long shot, I would think just stepping into the Carpenter's tent and doing the safe way of long shotting over to the crate might be better if you aren't fully confident in that.
Yeah, I think, like, based on the way he set it up and everything, he's definitely no stranger to the strat. I would imagine it's probably something he felt like he was pretty consistent with, but sometimes you just mess up things in the weirdest way. Hover boots like to be pretty finicky also, so it's like... Oh, that's not gonna work either.
No,
that's unfortunate. He's thinking about drowning there, but it's... with 8 hearts, it's gonna take an eternity.
Man, it has been a wild just watching everyone run and ending at like 7, 8, 10 hearts. We had someone run end at 10 hearts recently. It's insane watching this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a super healthy season. So that's a good thing.
And there's the boss key for Bro. So that's 180 dungeon down. Or 2, rather. Once he gets out of here. And then he'll just have to do Forest.
Snow River as a key?
No, he's playing Song of Time,
Oh,
so...
okay, that was a long time. I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. Like, save point, that's not a save, that's not great.
Wait a second, that's not how saves work.
No, I was watching Aosuna because I'm super curious about Yeet Rock because I love Yeet Rock.
This is basically, like, this could be the decider right now. I think if Aosuna's gonna do AD, generally your thought here is to do fire first. So I think he will go into fire and be in fire before Brot is.
Yeah.
So if Letter is just in there, then Aosuna will be the first one to it. But if OGC has the letter, like, Brot is never getting this, basically. Looks like it's not going to be here.
Brot is never getting this bloopy.
And we do see the Bolero, so...
This is Storms on AD, unknown letter, and at this point Brot has cleared Water Temple and Dodongo, as Aosuna is missing his King Dodongo kill, but as everything in Dodongo is done, he ran out of bomb shoes and couldn't actually open Dodongo properly. So he had to dip on that. And we have Fire Temple as the third and final, and Aosuna is dipping it.
So yeah, basically, like, at this point, if Letter is here in fire, it's an execution race with, like, a pretty hefty advantage to Aosuna.
Yep.
If it's behind AD, bro, he's running with this.
I think it's a very accurate assessment. Fire is the last place for Letter to be for Aosuna to have a win still. It's either that or he has to hope Brot goes to GTG before going Child for bottom of the well.
But yeah, with Water completed and, like, Brot actually going for the Morpha kill here for the reward, it's like he's definitely just rushing AD.
Yeah, I have to agree. I don't think he goes GTG here. I think he's accepted the fact that if it's GTG, Aosuna's probably done it and he's already lost. Big Po has not been checked, but also cannot be Rudos. Unless there is a random Big Po bottle out in the world.
Yeah. Which would be hilarious, actually.
Harumph, if you can get two wallets, you can buy Blue Fire and check it. Yep, shoot the Undead. Oh yeah, we are literally a fire boss key loop difference right now. This is a straight execution race.
Yeah, if Letter's in here anyway, it's
if Letter's in here.
Just a straight execution race.
Big Po can't be Rudos because Big Po logically requires Eponas, yeah. And Eponas is an ice cavern blocked by Rudos.
Yep. They have not done chickens.
I mean, we don't believe they've done chickens. For all we know, Brot has proven to be a madman. He could have.
It's possible.
I've had one, Benji. It was right hand of the Colossus had a Big Po bottle that was actually logically required.
It's possible that if we have, like, an early boss queue, we might see a full clear from Aosuna. Like, when I mentioned at the start of this race that Aosuna is, like, has that sense of, like, I'm behind, like, I need to make a play, that was his play in the previous race. He went to Deep Fire, ended up finding his go mode, so, like, it's definitely, like, if that's a trend, then it's definitely something he could do here. I don't think it's gonna happen. But again, like, making plays is just doing things that you wouldn't really expect.
So, as someone who is both on comms and has recently been racing in this as well, do you get more anxiety watching or playing? And I already know the answer, but hearing it's still nice.
Playing is very rough for me. I have like pretty bad anxiety problems in general, and playing it doesn't help at all. It's mostly honestly the point just before the race that's the worst, and then like going up to Ganon is like pretty bad, but I would say like the point before the race is actually the worst. Like it's probably like the most anxious I've ever been.
I remember discussing during the last one, watching the climb. It's like, at this point, if you feel like you're behind and you're doing the climb up to Ganon, you just have this constant voice in the back of your head. When are they going to finish? I'm in go. I'm literally going to kill Ganon. Are they going to finish right now? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. And I felt that yesterday, because yesterday was like... mute for like a minute if you don't want spoilers. But, like in the race yesterday, it was just kind of like the worst possible scenario for me, where like something's on top of lab, you don't have Serenade. Like I literally will never do that check. And it was just like, okay, like I lose, that's fine. But then like you get to Ganon's and it's like, okay, well now I have hope again. Like I'm hoping he doesn't finish, and if he finishes now, then it's actually just like worse than if he finished like an hour ago. Like I wish I just didn't have to play the rest of this out. That's basically the kind of stuff you go through, I think. Especially like in S6 where typically the seeds have been pretty terrible.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, I don't know who kicked Randobot's dog, but good God, it's been so awful this season.
Yeah, I feel like this happens every season, especially with quals. The quals are always like especially bad. Like people are like everybody's like doing their races, like, oh yeah, like I'm doing like a race a day, a race every 2 days, like leading up to quals or whatever. And then you play your first couple quals and like a lot of people just stop at that point because they're just like, there's no point. Like quals are like bullshit, like they're not working out for me. But like the reality is the quals never work out for anybody. The seeds are always brutal every single season. I have played the quals in every single season up to this point. They are always bullshit. Like don't feel too bad. Don't look at like, oh, like normally in a weekly I would get like top 10 and now I'm like in like 23rd or something. It doesn't matter. The races are bigger. Like you're not doing that bad.
Oh,
It just feels bad. It always feels terrible.
Yeah, no, and I've been watching, like I said, like I was saying before this whole started, I'm fairly new to the scene, only been in since season 5, sadly enough, but it has been just, I've seen some of the worst seeds. I'd been doing a whole bunch offline just with friends, and they weren't awful, and for some reason it's just woken up and, oh man, quals really bring out the worst in Randobot.
You are lucky that you weren't here for season 3, because that was like the worst that it's ever been, honestly. I think the first 7 quals were all like super jet seeds, like 120 finishes, like it was nuts. Like it was actually nuts. And like when it's a jet seed and you perform poorly, your points just tank. You don't get any points. So like a lot of people were really depressed at that point in their rando careers.
Are you just swagging on it with that? Because he has...
Yeah, he has Scarecrow.
Just flexing.
He set it up pretty fast, so I mean, like, I guess theoretically, if you can do it fast enough, like faster than it would take to walk over to the position to summon Scarecrow, then good for you. Like, it's faster. I don't think that was faster, but it wasn't much slower. So I mean, get some flex, maybe get some confidence back after like you've done GTG and it had nothing, and maybe you're feeling a little bad.
There's the boss key.
Keeping your confidence up and your morale up is definitely a big factor in your performance. Like, if you're feeling bad, you're gonna play bad. So just like going for a trick, nailing it, can definitely help you with that. And yeah, it looks like we are gonna go for the full clear here.
I mean, if you're already this far, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a chance that your last 2 checks are just visible here in Compass and High Score on, so... And then you know for sure that, like, you never have to come back here. It might... Oh yeah, I guess, he doesn't have Furores. Brot didn't pick it up either, but Brot is pretty much just trying to get Song of Storms, so it doesn't matter in his case. But I guess in Aosuna's case, like, you could have maybe dropped it if you had it, but it's just, like, too far out of the way.
Yeah, no, I don't think he's got it.
Yeah, like, well, he hasn't been to water, but, like,
Yeah.
you would have to pick up, like, 4 keys to complete water at that point, and it's just really bad. So yeah, never mind the whole Furores thing. Nobody's ever getting Furores in this seed.
Nope.
Big chest. Okay, gold scale.
every trap bait item. Come
So
on.
that's useless. And was high score on a key or was that an item? Because of that, I guess it was a key because he wouldn't be
Small chest
climbing.
and not- I think it was a small. Yeah, no, you're right. It probably wasn't, unless.
So if it was an item, that means there's no item up here, right? Hammer chest is a small key. Says Riley. So this might just be a miscount.
And Brot going just straight for the Volvagia.
Yeah, makes sense. You've already invested in water, so you kind of have to do this to make up for that investment.
We'll find out here. If it
And
ends up
yeah,
being Rudo's there, it's over.
At this point, it's like pretty much all but confirmed that Storms is required. Like it's gonna be letter behind Storms somewhere at this point, or King Zora somehow.
Did skip a key at least. Yeah, Upper Maze was one.
If he skipped a key, then there should be one between this and
Here in
Volv.
Volvagia, yeah.
Yeah.
We're missing Rudo's letter, Haram. We have no idea where this letter is, and it's increasingly becoming a problem. Oh, that ledge right there.
That's the worst. Yeah, when you think you're above the ledge, but you're just like, I don't know, like a pixel away. Because like it's like set at like the perfect height where it looks like Link is above it, like he's just gonna go through it, but he's not actually above it. I definitely bumped into the ledge. I haven't dropped off before, but it's something I've been afraid of.
Yeah, he skipped Deepest Fire, 100% going. It was a key.
That's a key, so if there's an item left in here, it's on Volv.
Watch its letter right there, and like,
Imagine.
how soon it was ahead the whole time. Nope.
Okay, it's just a purple rupee. So, yeah, looks like we are going to the well.
And this, I mean, if it's actually well or something like that, Brot is ahead.
Yeah, I can't imagine what else it could be at this point. Like, King Zora exists, but we don't have the other wallet yet, which at this point is probably Storms locked. Chickens? If Chickens had a wallet,
Bowling.
that would be pretty bad. Bomb Shoe Bowling, yeah.
Yeah, I think no matter how we look at it, unless Brot decides to make the mistake of committing to GTG.
Yeah, which I think is not
No,
possible for him. He's not gonna do it.
Frog
Unless there's like a wallet behind all dungeons and like you need it to get the letter off of King Zora. But like Brot's like, screw that, I'm not doing King Zora, like I'm just going to GTG.
It's like a single wallet, he can't assume.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he would need the wallet from GTG in the first place, so he would have to go to GTG no matter what in that scenario.
Yeah, this is absolutely, unless it's something stupidly ridiculous like Paradox Letter, this is Brot's to lose now.
Yeah. Nice clean Volb from Aosuna. Again, pretty much what you'd expect from these guys. Asuna's 4th seed. Like, he should be having no problem with Volb, but it's still just great to watch. His execution has been really nice.
I didn't get a perfect count, but I don't believe there were items left in water. Like, I'm 75% on that.
I don't even know where an item would be. Like, Central Pillars... No, he checked Central Pillar. Yeah, water's full cleared.
Would you like to explain Paradox Letter, or shall I?
You can go ahead.
So, Paradox Letter is you normally need to move King Zora to get into Ice Cavern to retrieve Blue Fire to thaw King Zora. And Paradox Letter implies that King Zora himself holds Ruta's letter or locks it by some means. So you need to get 2 wallets and buy your Blue Fire from the potion shop in Kakariko to go thaw King Zora just to move King Zora.
Did Bro grab Storms?
He did.
He did? Okay. I wasn't sure. I was watching the Volp fight and then...
Ice Cavern is locked by Ruta's letter, and Mweep Skip to get into it is banned in these settings, so neither of them have been able to get to Ice Cavern, and neither of them will be going to Ice Cavern. It's not a paradox in that timeline. The Zora's found the letter far too late to save Ruto.
That's... fair. Maybe. But, like, it is a paradox because you get the letter and go back and give him the letter, like, and then you, like, rewrite that timeline. So it's, like, kind of like a paradox in that sense. I think that's what paradox means. I might be mistaken.
We can do slightly more annoying than Paradox Letter. Wallet and Well, Big Poe on KZ.
Yeah, that's true. Link does teach himself Song of Storms casually. And fire arrows.
More bait. Because we're just gonna have literally every drop of bait the seed can give us.
Bro, doing the proper full clear looking for your go mode, where you peek the right chest, because you're just here looking for the one chest that has your letter. So you just want to take a look at every chest as early as you can. Yeah, another bomb bag. Fun. So that's the third one, which is also...
Aosuna. Oh, and I understand why Aosuna is doing this route, because he still has to kill KD. I was wondering why he was going for these kind of inefficient checks, but he needs his KD.
Okay, another big chest.
At this point, I think he's committing to AD as well. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Again?
Zora Tunic.
We have seen nice arrows, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they were in Spirit Temple in the stairs leading up to the adult knuckle.
That is a cool one. I've not seen that before.
Central Pillar was nothing. I'm pretty sure. Because if it was a key, that would mean that wallet was available somewhere not AD locked, I'm pretty sure. But I'm pretty sure it was nothing. Like, it was just an item.
Central Pillar was junk.
Yeah, okay. Cool. Good. Yeah, so logically, wallet can still be anywhere.
No, Soho,
Bro, open the chest! If it's letter, you don't need to do this.
He's just committing. If one of the settings that's on for this is fewer tunic requirements, the only requirement for Zora's tunic is Central Pillar, and if it's junk, it's nothing.
Got some spin strats on Dead Hand here.
Almost
Okay,
letter.
this wasn't the letter. It's fine. You didn't lose any time. And also not the letter.
Are we gonna go start checking the other storms checks? Put it on Frogs 1, please. Just put it on Frogs 1. I want it. Frogs is one of my favorite checks.
It's a funny one, especially considering the meta at the moment. Just Just everybody doing adult river, skipping the frogs one check. Not there. So we got pits and basement, and then we're going out into the wild to look at some grottos. We do have a big chest here. There's like really not that many big chests left in the game. Okay, there it is. Jeez, what a...
That's just dirty.
These seeds are awful, where you're just looking for your go mode for like an hour. Like, Brot is probably feeling it right now.
Flick. Oh!
Oh,
what?
yeah, he never picked up the GTG scale, so he has to walk upriver.
Oh, no.
So, that doesn't help when you're feeling nervous already.
I mean, he did commit to AD pretty quick. Maybe that makes him feel a little bit better about it. I don't know.
It's true, yeah, because like when he was given the choice, he chose AD, and at that point, like it kind of probably makes you feel better about like missing the strength early on or whatever. I think it's like in this position, it's hard to feel like you're ahead. Though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like, Bro, at this point, does not feel like he's ahead. Like, at least you made a good decision in the end, but I can't imagine he feels like he's ahead. Like, he's probably nervous as hell.
He's probably nervous, but, like, honestly, skipping Deep Fire, GTG, like, literally, he's only done the bare essentials of what's required. Plus, whatever we missed in that half hour, like, double dipping on Shadow was rough. But other than that, like, he literally efficiently routed in the Rudos. I think he might feel pretty good about it right now. Aosuna is probably one really not feeling good, having done all of that and not gotten anything for it.
It's possible. I would definitely agree if there wasn't another strength in Forest. That, like, if Brot went to Valley, found the strength, like, he probably feels, like, really good, and then, like, does AD and feels amazing. But, like, seeing the other strength in Forest, I think, is, like, the big factor towards, like, how you feel about this seed. Because you could have just cut out that whole trip entirely. I don't know. I think even if you feel like you played the seed perfectly, you're nervous at this point.
I mean, how are you not?
Yeah.
With an AD for well, like, anytime it's AD unhinted, you have to feel like, unless you just happen to do it happenstance, like you're gonna feel like, oh, my opponent probably did this like 20 minutes ago. Gosh, bad for me.
Yeah, it's a little spooky.
Dump out that fairy. Just dump the fairy out really quick. It's fine. You're not in a position where you need it anymore. Ah, stupid fish. I hate the fish so much. Like I said, I cannot wait for him to get in here to know what that half hour entailed.
Yeah, I think, like, a lot of it's pretty easy to imagine. 'Cause, like, first thing he probably did was Shadow. Probably looking for, like, his strength too. And then he just, like, it somehow ended up with him going to lake, clearing field, clearing valley on his way to GTG, and then finding strength 2 and just bailing and doing spirit. And I think like Shadow up to boat, doing that clear, and then clearing spirit. And when we came back, like, he was grabbing ZL. I think that's about like 15 minutes or so. So that's probably like his entire play.
The thought process to go Gerudo Valley Lake, and we know he did it as an adult with the second bow he got, is just remarkable to me.
No, I think it's just how you do it. Like that.
Oh,
I can't imagine reversing in that situation, honestly. There's more checks the other way, so I think it just makes more sense to do it the way that he did it.
Cheap little peek. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's such a good peak. Fortunately, Let Her Go mode is one of the more boring ones. Just kind of have to sit through this Jabu. There's not a whole lot to talk about. Jabu's always the same. Even if you're go moding it, like you're just skipping 3 rooms, and the rest is pretty much just all the same.
Carrying a fish on your head.
Yep. And yeah, I think both of these players played phenomenally this entire time. Neither of them really made any decisions that didn't matter or like didn't make sense. Like they're both just on point in their thought process and their execution.
Letter ended up being in the back room, pit room of well.
Yeah, I mean, everybody wanted wanted something terrible, and they got it. Yeah, so Bro's OBS crashed again, so we won't get to see him finish. His finish is gone. It's all recorded, so those recordings will be sent over to the race mods. It's not a problem at all legally, but we're not gonna get to watch any of these racers finish on stream, unfortunately.
Like,
So I think at this point we can probably bring them in for an interview, and just watch Aosuna play through whatever he gets to play through until Bro finishes. But yeah, it's
he's probably already done. I don't see how it takes him 20 minutes to finish.
He decided to forfeit once Bro finished, so he won't complete the seed. Like we're not gonna hit again and kill here, unfortunately.
All of the satisfaction gone.
Yeah. Okay, and yeah, we're being joined by nobody, actually. I'm a liar. Somebody joined the call, I thought. Sorry.
No, someone joined.
Yeah, I think it was just the tracker, possibly.
Nope, it's Aosuna.
What? Oh my god, I'm blind. I'm like... Okay, welcome, Aosuna. Thank you for joining us for an interview. GG's.
Hi everyone.
Sorry. It's been a long one.
No problem.
So how did you feel about the seed?
Well, I don't have much left, so
Yeah.
I guess he did the Aldogent earlier than me, so
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, nothing much to tell about it.
Honestly, really wild seed seeing Spirit locking so much so early with
Yeah.
CL.
Yeah. At the end, I was like, oh, gonna do anything I can.
So we had the OBS crashes, obviously, and
Yeah, I saw it.
we were all so focused on your play because that's all we had. And honestly, you played fantastically, and it came down. Bro probably felt like he was behind going in, and he didn't do the GTG play at all. He went straight for the AD play.
Yeah, that's a good play. I respect that. And I don't know what he did, so I'm gonna check his VOD. So I'm gonna see why he felt behind. If that's really the case, but
Oh, he's here. You can ask him.
oh, GG.
Welcome, GG.
Yo, what's up?
GG, bro, Tinder.
Yo, GG's.
Yeah, so on the stream, like because of the crashes, we didn't actually get to see all this. But instead of just going to forest and finding the second strength there, Brot actually went to Shadow and then cleared Lake and Valley and found his second strength there instead.
That was there was something missing for the logic, and when I found out my third strength at the valley, so I understood, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, then. Yeah, I went into forest without the bow, so the strength there wasn't available for me. So I was like 1.5 hour without strength 2. And I was like, okay, it's not much left in logic, so I have to follow the logic a bit. Yeah, found the valley strength, and I was like, fuck. I have to do a play to do something here. So I went instantly into Spirit. I had the half of Shadow done, so back into Shadow. After getting Minaret out of the Nocturne check, going Forest, there was in this part there was my first crash.
Yep.
Yeah, and after this, checking legs, going back into Spirit, so just checking the ZL checks there. And then I was like, okay, fuck, what I'm doing now? If it's GTG, I'm clearly losing this battle, so let's do something weird. Let's do AD.
Yep.
In case of well. So, and yeah, this was the play, I guess.
It was. It absolutely was. Yeah, we actually got to watch when your stream reconnected. You were just entering Shadow for the second time, and we got to watch both of you boat ride at the same time. If that lets you know how close you actually were, like, bro, you still had to do Forest Temple at that point. Aosuna had already finished it, but you literally were both riding the boat in Shadow at the same time.
Okay.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That was close.
It was literally. We were all saying that if you made the play to go GTG, you'd be following Aosuna the whole way, and it would have been over. But doing the AD play is absolutely what got it.
Yeah, and even like with the choice to do water, like you entered fire about like a minute behind Aosuna, so like if Rudo's was even just like deep in there, it would have basically come down to execution. Like it was close at that point. But of course, with it being AD, it wasn't really as close as it seemed. But it was exciting to watch. Obviously, going through fire and just seeing like if any of these checks are the letter, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I basically skipped like so much early Fear stuff. So after I get the bomb back, I never went back, like in Crater, never checked the Crater Grotto, never checked some ferries and stuff like that.
I kind of sure there is nothing. Yeah. No, GG, because I'm not really mad. That's the seed, that's it. And GG for doing the good play.
Yeah, GG's to both of you, honestly. I think you guys both played really, really well. And like it's clear that you guys both have like a very strong way of thinking about the game, as well as like very strong execution in playing it. So it was an absolute pleasure.
Yo, thanks for the restream, I guess.
Thank you, yeah. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you for agreeing to be on Restream. So, if there's no more questions, I'll close out the stream. So, thank you everyone today for watching the OOTR Season 6 race. I want to thank the commentators Judas and Holologic, you did a fantastic job. Thanks to Chuckles and Akashika for tracking, and of course GG to both our runners, Aosuna and Brot. So tomorrow we have another Season 6 winners bracket match back on ZSR, starting a little bit later than today's one. And now, thanks to Clanless Elvarg, we're going to raid a lovely, chill snake stream.